So, I mean, the weather shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, and it does help that you are on a turf field here. The only time I think a turf field would have a negative effect if it was in the middle of the summer with it being 100 degrees with those pebbles that could get in your cleats. But fortunately, it's in December, only a week away from Christmas Eve, 8 days away from Christmas Day. Of course, if you're wondering why are they playing so late, well, it was originally scheduled for last week, but due to the unfortunate circumstances of Hurricane Matthew, a lot of the Eastern teams had to miss a week, and they had to make up their conference schedule, one of their conference schedule games. So they had to move the playoffs back a week, but fortunately, everyone was able to make up their schedules and get the playoffs underway. And before we get started, we will like to say our prayers to everyone that was affected by Hurricane Matthew for the unfortunate circumstances and by the wildfires on the western side of the state. But we are now ready for kickoff here at Wake Forest. South Point will be kicking off. That's what I was trying to say. Kicking off will be number 87, Thomas Lemperer. And back deep for the Griffons will be number 31, Detrail Rivas. And the other one I'm trying to see is
I think it's number 1.
Number 1, B.J. Sanders. Two big playmakers. B.J. Sanders, the lead tailback for the Griffons, and Rivas has been the ball hawk, much like another Rivas playing defensive back, as Detrail Rivas comes into this game with 8 interceptions this year. Lemperer about to kick it off here. Great crowd on hand from South Point. A lot of people still filing into BB&T Field. And Rocky Mount brought themselves a pretty good crowd too. A lot of people still filing in here. The first game of a pre-game night here at Wake Forest. And we're underway from BB&T Field. And B.J. Sanders will take this one at the 11-yard line. And the middle of the field, he's going to go to the right side of the field. And Lemperer, no, that's not Lemperer on the tackle. It's going to be number 9, and that is Nick Farmer. He'll tackle B.J. Sanders at the 19-yard line, and that's where the Griffons will set up shop for their first drive offensively.
There wasn't much blocking by Rocky Mount right there. There was at least 6 or 7 Red Raiders right there.
And we've seen, you were looking at some of the stuff that Rocky Mount's been doing on offense. They run a lot of different formations from what you've seen.
Yes, and they're very physical running backs, very physical. They'll plant the foot and try to run over you instead of running around you.
They have been using 2 quarterbacks from the start of the year. Looks like Shabios Lynch will be in at quarterback to start things off for the Griffons. And they're going to pass it here on first down. It's going to be a quick screen pass over the head of number 5, Raja McCowan, and it's going to be second down and 10 for the Griffons.
That's a dangerous pass right there. South Point was right on top of it.
It looked like Nick Farmer was the one on coverage for the Red Raiders. Make it second down and 10. Ball's actually at the 18-yard line. Move the spot back a yard. So now going to have 2 wide receivers on the far left for Rocky Mount. They're on the right side hash, as Lynch is going to be about 3 or 4 yards back. Going to hand it off and end around here, and it's going to get about 3 to the 23-yard line. That is number 21 on the carry, D'Angelo Collins.
It's just a jet sweep from the wing back.
Of course, Nick Muse on the tackle. Don't expect anyone else, really. I mean, Nick Muse and a couple others have been dominant here on the South Point defense. Got a 3rd and short coming up here after the jet sweep, 3rd and 4 to be exact. Ball on the 24-yard line.
We got double wing, double split ends.
It's going to be a handoff to B.J. Sanders to the right side. He's met at the 25-yard line by Nathan Hamilton, the other big key on defense besides Nick Muse, and he'll stop him about 2 or 3 yards short of the first down. And on the opening drive for Rocky Mount, it's going to be a 3 and out.
Well, Sanders is not running like we saw on film. He is not being very aggressive. He looks hesitant right now.
And back deep for South Point. Got a guy at the 45-yard line to punt.
Bad punt.
Yeah, short one, as this is where you call Peter here. Guy almost got right to the ball. That was Lawrence Haley that got close to touching the ball there.
Right at midfield.
It's a great field position for the Red Raiders after a great stop on defense. And taking over on offense for the Red Raiders is junior quarterback Scotty Lee, his first year starting as the Red Raiders quarterback. He'll be lining up under center. as he'll be running the famed red bone offense for South Point. They're setting up man in motion. Going to be handoff to the fullback.
Down to the 44.
Just like that, quick, easy 4 or 5 yards gained on the play there, as Jake Alexander was on the carry. Now having a substitution as the wide receiver is going out for South Point. Coming in, it looks like a tight end. Or actually, no, another wide receiver. That's Nick Muse, the big physical wide receiver. As I remember seeing him when he played Shelby, he just tossed one of those Shelby defensive backs like it was a rag doll almost. 2nd down and 5, ball at the Rocky Mount 45-yard line. It's going to be another handoff. Actually, Scotty Lee takes it for himself, fakes it to Hamilton, and he only gets about a yard or 2 on the play. Going to make it a 3rd and short. Ball's going to be spotted at the 43-yard line as Nick Muse coming off the field after one play.
1 yard gain on the play.
South Point going to have to get to the Rocky Mount 39-yard line to get a 1st down here. There's going to be a pitch out and a lot of room.
He called him.
Keaton Hale had almost, it looked like he was going to definitely get, actually that's number 9. Nick Farmer looked like he had all the room in the world, but got stopped short at the 26-yard line. But that's going to be good enough for a 1st down as that pitch out to Farmer.
Well, on 1st and 2nd down, they went strong side. And then they came out and went weak side, and Rocky Mount was slanting to the strong side.
It's a nice play calling there by South Point, and now going to have a handoff to the weak side yet again. Scotty Lee stopped in the backfield on the play at the 27-yard line as he was stopped on the play by number 8. I believe that was, no, it's actually number 9, Travius Richardson, the captain.
And he is a playmaker on defense.
2nd down, 11.
Yeah, he's definitely a physical guy, 6'2", 210 pounds. So he definitely looks the part of a defensive end. 2nd down and 11 coming up here for the Red Raiders. Man in motion, going to be Scotty Lee pitching it out to Farmer once again. He's got a lot of room. He's getting caught up at the 20 and is going to be tackled at about the 19-yard line. That's going to make it a 3rd and manageable coming up here for the Red Raiders.
Your ball carrier.
The key to stopping South Point is tackling your responsibility. You can't guess at who's got the ball. Them defensive linemen, they got to take that fullback every single time.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and 4 coming up just like the last time. Will South Point convert?
7-yard gain on the play. 3rd down.
Ball at the 20-yard line. Nick Muse, the only wide out set right beside the Rocky Mount sideline. It's going to be another pitch out to Farmer. Farmer gets hit at about the 17-yard line, and he's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
Yard and a half. Now decision time. It's hard to kick the ball in the cold.
Yeah, Lemperer has made a fair share of about a 34-yard field goals, which would be close to about that range in this where it's at right now.
It's on the hash.
It's actually closer than I thought. It looks like it's going to be 4th and 1. And South Point's going to go for it here as you hear the crowd getting behind both their teams here. Let's see if they might go with a hard count here. Actually going to be a handoff. Scotty Lee hit hard by number 44, Sherrod Green. He's going to be short of the 1st down. A big stop on defense by Rocky Mount.
The tackle by number 44, Sherrod Green.
Scotty Lee did not see that one coming at all. So we just see the replay here. He was rocked completely there by Green. It's a big stop on defense there for the Griffons. Let's see if the offense can capitalize here. Last drive they had, they went 3 and out. B.J. Sanders is going to be in the backfield along with quarterback Lynch under center. It's going to be end around to number 21, D'Angelo Collins, who's got some room on the outside edge. It's across the 25-yard line, going to be tackled close to the 1st down.
He did a juke move on him and got outside there. Got the cornerback turned around.
And 7-11 here, almost halfway here for the 1st quarter. remaining in the first quarter here. Still a scoreless ball game between Rocky Mount and South Point. Rocky Mount got a big stop on 4th and short on the Red Raiders. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. It looks like it's going to be right to Collins, and he's stopped by Nick Muse. Nowhere to go there for Collins after the big gain of 9. He gets nothing on this play, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Griffons.
It's looking, a couple of players on both sides look like the cold is affecting them. They're not playing right now. There's a couple players out there. Muse is playing. He doesn't care if it's 100 degrees or 0. He's playing.
Well, we got a score update here from Kevin Hastings. Shelby up early, 7-0 over Northside Jacks, trying to go for 4 straight state championships. 3rd and inches coming up here for Rocky Mount. And it's going to be handoff to B.J. Sanders to the right side. He slips. Looked like he slipped there.
He slipped and fell backwards, and he did not get it.
Yeah, it looks like the referee's not going to give B.J. Sanders the spot. And going to be interesting here, as it looks like Rocky Mount's going to bring out the punt team too far back in their own territory to try and go for it here.
Once again, no gain on the play.
But you got to, at this point, watch a hard count, and then it's less than a football here. He's got to get to the, the 27?
Yeah.
And it's 3 inches away.
They could possibly go for it here with a fake punt. It looks like we got a timeout here. Timeout Rocky Mount. And they're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout here on WCSL and WLON. We'll be right back right after this.
Rocky Mount.
If you have insurance with Nationwide, listen up. Nationwide is leaving North Carolina effective March 1st. If Nationwide has left your side, then call Beard Insurance Agency in Gastonia. They're here. They're locally owned and operated, and they're not going anywhere. Call them for your auto, commercial auto, and home insurance needs. As an independent agent, Beard Insurance Agency writes for over 43 companies, and they strive to give you the best rates and payment terms. They're on your side. Beard Insurance Agency, 1312 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at beardagency.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
All right, back here at BB&T Field. 5:43 remaining in the first quarter. Scoreless ball game between the Rocky Mount Griffons and the South Point Red Raiders. A couple of big defensive stops early, Mark, for both sides.
I think Rocky Mount decided, hey, we're going to go for it. It's less than a football. We're going for it.
And that's a gutsy call here early in the ball game. The ball's at their own 26 and a quarter, I guess you could say, if you want to be exact, in between the 26 and 27. Only a couple inches here. So we might see a quarterback keeper for Shabios Lynch.
If I was South Point, I'll squeeze that A gap a little bit more.
Sherrod Green looks like to be the guy in the backfield, the biggin, who made the big stop on 4th down for Rocky Mount on defense. Laid a hard hit on Scotty Lee. Here we go, 4th and short. It is going to be a handoff to Green. He's going to the left side, and it's going to be close.
Is he getting a left foot or a right foot? The way he's marking it, he's going to be short.
Wow.
The handoff is to number 44.
So that's going to be another big play there by South Point if you are right there, Mark. And let's see what the official call is going to be. And officials not wanting to really risk any poor judgment. They're going to bring out the change just to be on the safe side.
Get the offense ready for South Point. It's first down for them. He had to get to the 27. It's short.
So you're getting the change set up here, and it looks like he's short, and a big stop by South Point as Rocky Mount tries to go for it, and they come up short on 4th and inches.
It looks like 2 inches short.
As 2 inches make that much of a difference here in football. It's a big stop there.
I'm surprised by the play call there. They had him, the tackles head up on the guards. That quarterback could have got 3 inches there.
As Nick Farmer makes another big play, this time on defense. So he was one of the guys to be on the stop there for South Point. 1st down and 10, 2 receivers to the left for South Point. So it's going to be a pitch out to Farmer, who's got a lot of room, and it quickly closes, but not before he gets to the 20-yard line. A gain of about 7 on the play for Farmer.
The cornerback for Rocky Mount, he's coming inside hard. He's got to respect that that wing back coming from the backside for the pitch.
I believe that might be Detrell Rivas there.
Second down 3 at the 20.
Second down and 3. Looks like they got the offensive line heavy to the right side there, including a tight end. This time it's going to be a handoff right up the gut for the fullback.
It's a first down there.
Yeah, it looks like a first down for Lawrence Haley.
Almost the 6, yeah, right on the 16.
Yeah, and that's going to be a first down for South Point. Ball on the 16-yard line. I believe was stopped on the play there by number 55, Maurice White. 4:40 remaining in the first quarter, still scoreless, but South Point is now in the red zone at the 16-yard line. It's going to be a pitch out to Farmer, who's going to cut inside and get across the 15, but then stopped by a host of Griffons on the play. A gain of only 2, but it looked like he could have been stopped in the backfield originally.
Right, Quan White, he came up the inside linebacker and made him cut back.
As they've been running that play a lot in this ball game, and that's the first time that play has really been stopped for minimal damage there. Now only one wide receiver set up. That's Nick Muse on the right side. Ball's on the right hash. It's now man in motion. Going to be a pass play to Nick Muse, and Nick Muse dives, but it's still going to be short. He's still going to be short of the ball as it was overthrown. There's good coverage there by Rocky Mountain. It's going to be 3rd and long for South Point, a situation they have not been in this game so far.
I like the play call. They've been running the ball the whole time, and why not take a shot there?
3rd down and long coming up here for the Red Raiders. 2 receivers set on the left side. First, now Scotty Lee's going to go under center here. Man in motion. It's going to be a pitch out to Farmer to the left side. He's going to cut up, gets tripped up.
That's
And
11.
Yeah, 12. They're going to mark him at the 12. Nice stop there by number 7, Isaac Edge. As if he would have not gotten his hands on Farmer, that could have possibly been into the end zone for 6.
He had blocking by the wide receivers downfield.
And now we're going to see Limperer come out for his first field goal attempt of the ball game. He's going to be set up at the 19-yard line, so make this a 29-yard field goal attempt here for the Red Raiders. And here's the snap. Snap is down. Kick is up. And the kick looks to be good, and it is. So South Point strikes first on the board. They'll take a 3-0 lead with 3:33 remaining in the first quarter here at BB&T Field.
He had plenty of leg on that, too.
And we'll take a quick timeout here on WCSL 1590 AM and WLON 1050 AM and on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Good luck, South Point Red Raiders, from everyone at the Belmont General Store on North Main Street in Belmont. Come on in for some old-timey vintage toys. Take a seat and enjoy famous Mooresville ice cream, from shakes to floats to malts, plus classic glass bottle drinks. And visit Adley's Bagel Shop, fresh-made bagels and fresh roasted coffee. Good luck, Big Red Raiders, from everyone at the Belmont General Store, located at 6 North Main Street in downtown Belmont.
Whenever you need me, I'll be
Back here at BB&T Field, Evan Ludwig, Mark Ludwig here, as South Point has taken a 3-0 lead late in the first quarter with about a little over 3.5 minutes remaining. It's a 3-0 lead after Limperer gets a 29-yard field goal. That started because Rocky Mountain was 2 inches short on the first down.
Well, you got to respect the gutsy call. I just don't like the play call.
Sanders and Rivas back deep for Rocky Mountain. Looks like Rivas is going to take a crack at this one at the 9-yard line. Looks going to get better room here as he's across the 30-yard line. Going to be tackled at the 32-yard line. And that's made the play there for South Point was number 45, Nolan Cochran.
Let's see if this changes the momentum. They got a good return. They're outside the 20-yard line now for the first time.
This is the first time they've even been across the 30-yard line today. His first 2 drives have been not able to get a first down. Rocky Mountain looking to change that. So they did get a good run from B.J. Sanders on the second drive, and also on the first. No, actually, that was D'Angelo Collins that got that big run to make it 2nd and 1. But Rocky Mountain was unable to get the first down after that, including a 4th down try. Lynch in the backfield along with B.J. Sanders. It's going to be a handoff to Sanders to the right side, cuts out, and he's got the edge. Going to be tackled out of bounds by number 14, Max Mead, at about the 36-yard line. So a good couple of yards there for Rocky Mount.
Number 14, Max Mead on the tackle.
Surprised Rocky Mountain hasn't opened it up a little bit more with throwing the ball.
Yeah, no passing attempts so far for the Griffons.
Was the first play, and it was overthrown.
And now we're going to see a pass play here, pump fake there, and it's going to be a deep ball. It looks underthrown, and it's going to be intercepted. Nick Farmer, another big play for number 9.
You know, Farmer was not tricked at all. He was with him stride for stride, and the quarterback underthrew him. If he overthrew him or threw it to the outside, no problem.
But yeah, underthrown. Nick Farmer makes a great catch. So South Point will take the ball over at their own 30-yard line. This is the worst field position that South Point has had so far. And this would be considered the best field position that Rocky Mount has had. So Nick Farmer going to take a play off here. He's been playing both ways, been playing a great ball game so far with 2:49 remaining in the first quarter. Scotty Lee under center. Man going in motion. It looks like, man jumped on South Point. Looks like wide receiver number 25, Mario Brandon Jr.
There's a flag on the play.
You hate to get behind the sticks.
Yeah, that won't help after a big play. You get all that momentum, and then you get a false start call. The wide receiver with the false start. So now checking into the ball game for South Point is number 80.
The 5-yard penalty brings up first down and 15 for the Red Raiders.
And that is Zach Scandrett. And going in motion to right to left here. It's going to be a pitch out to number 24. Jumps over the defender and gets tackled at the 35-yard line, 36-yard line. That'll make up the penalty yardage there. It's a nice play there by Jake Alexander.
The key to that was the offensive tackle. He's hooking Rocky Mountain stud defensive lineman Octavius Richardson and got him open. The defensive end cannot let an offensive tackle hook him like that.
And after the play, it was first and 15. Now it's second down and 4. South Point got 2 receivers to the left, to the right, 1 to the left here. As it's going to be a pitch. Scotty Lee's going to take it for himself. He's going to improvise here. He's going to get through defenders and actually get to the 39-yard line. What looked like a busted play actually turns out to be a couple of yards gained to make it 3rd and 1.
Well, Rocky Mountain had penetration. He had no place to go, so he just planted his foot, circled around, and there was no one back here.
Nice job of Scotty Lee to make something out of nothing here, and that'll make it 3rd and 1 here for the Red Raiders. Ball on their own 39-yard line with 1:38 remaining in the first quarter. South Point with the lead, 3-0.
Watch the fullback up the gut right now.
Jake Alexander, the fullback. Man going in motion. And it is going to be right up the gut for Jake Alexander. Easily gets to the first down, and he'll be spotted at the 43-yard line. Nice simple play call. Gets the job done for the Red Raiders.
The Red Raiders, they dictate how the defense is by their line splits. They'll switch. There was a big gap there.
Ball's actually closer to the 44-yard line for South Point. It's a nice job there. Jake Alexander's had a good drive so far. That line got set for South Point. And it's going to be a pitch out to Red Raiders, as it's going to be Max Mead who received the pitch out, and he'll get to about the 46-yard line before being forced out by Rivas, and that looks like number 4, Kevon Daniels. And we had a holding call against South Point, so another penalty here on the Red Raiders. That's the second on this drive here. So that's not going to help matters for the Red Raiders.
You don't often see the Red Raiders hold.
No, that's a pretty rare call for South Point. Very well, as they're a very disciplined team. Not going to be moved back 10 yards. It's going to be first down and about 17, I believe. The ball is going to be spotted at the 37-yard line. First and 16 to be exact.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 37-yard line. First down, 16 for South Point.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion, it's Meade. It's going to be a pass play to Nick Muse. Muse trying to dive for it. It's intercepted by Detrell Rivas. The interception machine for Rocky Mount. He's going to the other side of the field trying to get some room, and he's finally tackled at the South Point 45-yard line.
He shouldn't have thrown it. It was double coverage, and he lobbed it. Muse followed his way through.
South Point tackle number 23.
The guy covering him didn't have a chance, and who was it? Rivas came over and just picked it.
That's Rivas' 9th interception on the year, and he was able to get some more yardage out of it as he's trying to find some room, but he'll be stopped at the Rocky Mount 45-yard line. A big momentum shift possibly in the making here for Rocky Mount. So Rivas out of breath on the sidelines, getting congratulated from his teammates. He ran a lot of yards there, even though he got only 10 on the interception return. Let's see what Rocky Mount can do here. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. And it's going to be a flag on the field.
We may have delay a game.
Well, that'll not help Rocky Mount whatsoever, as the yellow flags, the handkerchiefs have been coming out here in the late portion of the first quarter. 2 penalties on the last drive by South Point, and now Rocky Mount called for their first penalty here, as the handoff was going to go to Charlie Williams III, but the play will be nullified. So now the play clock going to be.
They was going to lose yardage either way. South Point had it called out right there.
The 5-yard penalty brings up first down and 15 for the Griffons at the 40-yard line.
Taking over the PA system now, going to be first and 15, ball at the Rocky Mount 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to give it to B.J. Sanders on the jet sweep. Sanders going to be stopped in the backfield by about 5 yards by number 19. That is Matthew Robinson with a big stop, and that's not going to help Rocky Mount whatsoever.
19, Matthew Robinson.
Just nowhere to go there for B.J. Sanders, and then try to get the edge, but Matthew Robinson was there to meet him at the 36-yard line. So now it's going to be a tough situation for Rocky Mount to get the first down. This might they might not get a playoff here, as we're under 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Just let the quarter go.
And, well, that's what they're going to do. I don't think they realized the quarter was coming to an end. And that'll do it here for the first quarter at BB&T Field, as South Point leads Rocky Mount 3-0. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter on WCSL 1590 AM, WLON 1050 AM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
Follow the NC.
Charlotte Alternative Sports, located in Belmont, is your one-stop shop for everything: paintball, airsoft, disc golf, and BMX. Boasting this area's largest inventory, they guarantee the lowest prices, period. Don't miss our holiday sales event going on now through Christmas Eve. Hurry in before time runs out. Gift cards are available. Located directly behind Bojangles and McDonald's in Belmont, Charlotte Alternative Sports is the only place to shop for your paintball, airsoft, disc golf, and BMX needs. Let's go, Red Raiders!
Back here at South Point, I keep on saying South Point for some reason. It's South Point Red Raiders against the Rocky Mount Griffons here at BB&T Field at Wake Forest University, as it's a 3-0 lead for the Red Raiders against the Rocky Mount Griffons. Evan Ludwig, Mark Ludwig here for the call of today's action, as so far it's been somewhat of a defensive struggle, offensive struggle, and the defenses on both sides have been real dominant.
Well, you got nerves. It's the state championship. They got to get settled down and get in the flow. Rocky Mountain's got to get some yardage here. You don't have to get it all right on one play, but they got to get some positive yards, at least 8 or 9 yards right now.
Well, only 17 total yards in the first quarter compared to South Point's 68 total yards. Nick Farmer leading the way offensively on both sides, as he's got 6 rushes for 41 yards along with 22. Jake Alexander doing pretty fine himself, 4 carries for 25 yards. And other than that, it's been pretty quiet from everyone else. D'Angelo Collins has been the lone bright spot offensively for the Griffons as he's gotten 3 carries for 15 yards and along with 9 yards. As D'Angelo Sanders, who we've been hearing about, or not D'Angelo, BJ Sanders has gotten 4 carries, only 2 yards. Been very quiet day for him so far. As interception by both teams. Chatrell Rivas got the interception late in the first quarter on Scotty Lee, and Nick Farmer got an interception on a very underthrown pass by Lynch in the first quarter.
We're waiting on the TV right now.
Yeah, we kind of jumped ahead of ourselves. Not used to having TV broadcasts, so they got an extra commercial or two. Sorry about that. Now the officials have blown the whistle for play to resume. Play clock is running here. 2nd down and 20 coming up here for the Griffons. It's going to be handoff right up the gut, but met immediately is the running back, but he gets about 4 yards on the play. This looks like number 77 who made the tackle lost his helmet on the play. He'll have to come out for a play. Mandatory rules in high school make it 3rd and long still for the Griffons.
Now they got to get it all on one play.
Yeah, that's going to be very hard for a team that has not been passing the ball well. Only 2 passing attempts, and it looks like the Griffons not pleased with what they saw out in the field, and they're going to take their 2nd timeout, and we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back right after this.
You think you are Mr. Big Stuff?
Good luck, South Point Red Raiders, from everyone at Sammy's Pub in Belmont. Go Big Red Raiders. Check out the daily specials at Sammy's Pub of Belmont. See the big wall of foam and watch the game on their big TVs. Be sure to like them on Facebook at Sammy's Pub. Go Big Red Raiders from everyone at Sammy's Pub in Belmont. Located at 25 South Main Street in Belmont. Call 704-825-4266 for Sammy's Pub in Belmont.
You don't pull a mask off that old long range.
Back here at Wake Forest as timeout was just called by Rocky Mount. That's their 2nd of the first half. Only 1 remaining in the remainder of this first half. Only 30 seconds underway here in the 2nd quarter. But a 3rd and long coming up here for the Griffons. Ball at their own 40-yard line.
We got receivers stacked on top of each other down here on the numbers on the Rocky Mountain side.
That's a side close to us. There's immediate pressure coming from South Point, and he's going to be stopped deep in the backfield. Untouched was number 19. That is Matthew Robinson, just completely untouched and got to Lynch like it was. I mean, he made it look completely easy there.
He blitzed through the B gap, and the guard blocked down. The tackle had to take the end. There was no one there.
Max Mead will be returning to punt here for the Red Raiders. First punt from the Griffons was not really that good. Let's see if the punter can recover here.
Didn't have a very good punt the first time.
It was a pretty high snap there.
It's awful this time.
And it's not that good this time. South Point having to get away from it. Going to be another great field position for the Red Raiders.
12-yard punt.
As that is not good here.
He's limping off now. I don't know what he did to his foot.
Yeah, Chase Miller is the kicker and the punter, the senior, not having a good day so far. And, I mean, most high school teams only have 1 kicker and 1 punter. This is going to be tough here if he's unable to compete in the rest of this ball game. So, yeah, looking at his leg here, it looks like his right leg.
That's his kicking leg, too.
So South Point has great field position. Ball at the Rocky Mount 43-yard line. Scotty Lee under center for the Red Raiders. Going to be a handoff, actually a pitch out to Nick Farmer once again, who's got the edge and bounces off Rivas, and he's going to be forced out of bounds by Rivas at the 36-yard line. Another good play for Nick Farmer on that pitch out.
Either way, the dive was there and the pitch was there. So, I mean.
Pick your poison.
Well, today the pitch is getting all the yards.
And Nick Farmer has really been doing a good job so far. He's, I believe, gotten over 50 yards in the ball game today so far, as he's going to be lined up in the slot at wide receiver right on the right hash. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 coming up. Another man going in motion. It's going to be a pass play. Is now Scotty Lee going to take it inside for a run, going to get across to 35.
It's going to be mighty close. Mighty close.
I think he might be a yard short, Mark.
Rocky Mountain had it shut down, but he just kind of back step and slide step inside to get the yardage.
A nice nifty play there by Scotty Lee. So now going to be 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Red Raiders. Ball at the 34-yard line of Rocky Mount. Farmer going in motion, and Scotty Lee's going to take it inside instead of pitch it out. He might.
Got it.
And looks like he does have it.
South Point, the guard center split was wide, enticing Rocky Mount to come through the gap. It is blocked down, fullback filled the A gap, and no one was there for the B gap for Lee to pick up the first down.
And now 2 wide receivers to the right. Farmer going in motion. Going to be a pitch out play, but Scotty Lee unable to pitch it out because he stopped in the backfield by number 9, Travius Richardson.
That's the speed. He's coming from backside in, and he just crashed down hard. The tackle's going to have to chip him.
It's a loss of 2 on the play there for Scotty Lee. Ball's just inside the 35-yard line. As this is the first time South Point's really had a loss of yardage to make it 2nd and long without penalties. And Scotty Lee's going to roll out to his right, throwing the ball. Going to throw it to Max Mead high. Incomplete.
He was open. He just, on the run, he didn't settle his feet. On the run, it just floated.
And it looks like Max Mead landed wrong as he's on the ground where he fell at as the trainer's running out onto the field. As he's on the other side of the field to South Point, right in front of the Rocky Mount sidelines. It's the people checking on him right now.
It's his leg.
So trying to get a replay here from the big screen. Yeah, he landed on looks like all of his weight almost landed right on his right leg. From the looks of it, as he'll stand up, he's going to walk off under his own power. That's great to see.
Well, we got the turf field, and it's bone cold out here.
Yeah.
You fall on some ice, you're going to hurt yourself.
As he'll most likely take a play off here in South Point now. Don't really know what they're going to do here, as they're mostly a run team, but it's going to be 3rd and 12 coming up here for the Red Raiders.
The way he's walking off the field, it looks more like a cramp, but getting a cramp in this weather.
In December as well. So let's see what Mickey Lineberger has for the Red Raiders.
We haven't seen the counter from him.
Farmer in motion, going to be a pass play for, looks like Muse, just out of reach there. Incomplete. That's actually intended for number 23, Ray Greer, a freshman. Probably in there for Max Mead, as it's now going to be 4th down and 12. South Point offense staying on the field. Looks like they're not going to bring the punt team out to try to pin Rocky Mount back deep.
Well, pinning them inside the 10 with a punt is kind of hard. They may.
Probably going to see a pass play here. This crowd really getting pumped up here as deep pass overthrown completely by Scotty Lee.
They wasn't on the same page.
Mario Brandon Jr. was the intended
He
target.
did an out, and Lee thought he was going vertical, and no one was even close.
Yeah, as we saw frustration there from Scotty Lee coming off onto the sidelines. So he's not really happy what happened on that play there. Big missed opportunity for South Point on that drive. As I don't think Scotty Lee he still has no completions in the ball game now. 0 for 5 in the ball, no completions at all from both sides. Just been a lot of running.
It's a little frustration for him. You've been dominating the game, and you're only up 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0 with 8:36 remaining in the first half. As Rocky Mount's gotten the ball back, going to be a handoff to B.J. Sanders on the left side. And the fall on the play, as it looks like Max Mead could have recovered it for the Red Raiders at Wolf.
Now they're saying he was down.
Now he's saying he was down. It's a close call there for Rocky Mount. about 3 or 4 at least players on the ball at the 39-yard line. Let's see here on the replay. It's tough to tell because it looks like once he got on the ground, the ball got loose. That's what it looks like.
Had an official get knocked down in the skirmish for the ball, too.
Yeah, it's pretty tough whenever you're into skirmishes, players fighting for the ball. Unfortunately, the officials could be victims of the battle for the ball. It's going to be 2nd down and about 8 coming up here for the Griffons, as looks like an official timeout. Looks like some type of padding came off number 54.
I think it's a hand warmer.
Yep. Looks like one of those hand pouches. That was on Peyton Graham. He had to take it off, so he unfortunately will not have the hot hands for at least the rest of this drive. So now we've gotten things situated. Play clock's at 10 for the Griffons. Man in motion. It's going to be handoff to, looks like D'Angelo on the play. Nowhere to go as he stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
He's lost a yard right there.
Yeah, D'Angelo Collins nowhere to go.
Muse is on the tackle.
Who other than Nick Muse to make the tackle for South Point. And it's now going to be 3rd and long coming up here for the Griffons. As the offense has just gotten nowhere in this ball game so far.
The flow from the linebackers and defensive backs from South Point, Rocky Mount doesn't have a chance to get outside. If I was Rocky Mount, I would do a counter or a reverse right now. They're flowing hard. That's one way to stop that flow.
Man going in motion. It's going to be a pass play here. Under pressure is Lynch. Gets through 2 defenders, but it's going to be tackled by number 77, Philip Davis, who makes the stop at the line of scrimmage, or behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a sack there. Big play by the big defensive lineman.
Now, the question, the punter is going out there. He's limping out there a little bit, but his first 2 punts wasn't anything to write home about, but he's out there.
Yeah, Chase Miller, last punt went 12 yards. As looks like a player going off the field for Rocky Mount. Now they got things situated. As Meade at about the 35-yard line, looks like a better punt here, probably the best punt that he's had so far. I'll go right to the South Point
36.
36, so better punt that time from Chase Miller. Easily the best punt he's had so far in this ball game. 6:26 remaining here in the first half. Still a 3-0 lead for the South Point Red Raiders. South Point has really dominated the game, but they have not been able to capitalize on a lot of great field position.
That's the frustrating part. And if you're Rocky Mount, you got to be happy because you one play away from taking the lead.
Yeah, both teams have had 1 turnover, both on passing plays to Scotty Lee. And Nick Farmer going to go in motion. It's going to be a pitch out to Nick Farmer, who's going to get tackled on the play at the 38-yard line. Nice job by number 9, Travius Richardson, as he's made quite a few tackles for the Griffons.
Rocky Mount tackle by number 8, Travius Lynch.
The flow from the linebackers were what it was supposed to be right there for Rocky Mount.
And got a score update as it's now 14-0 Shelby over Northside Jackson. I heard they got the ball again and looking to score again.
Not surprised.
2nd and 9 coming up here for the Red Raiders. A man going out as wide receiver. It's going to be a handoff to Jake Alexander right up the gut. And he's going to be tackled at about the 42-yard line, but a flag on the play right at the line of scrimmage. This might be illegal motion. Let's see what the call is going to be. The ref forgot to turn his mic on. Probably not used to turning his mic on during the game. Yeah, legal procedure. It looks like it was on number 25.
That's the 2nd time.
Yeah, 2nd time he's been called for a penalty. As the ref forgot to turn his mic off. Of course, these high school refs not used to these microphones.
Well, it is located on the back of his belt, and he's got gloves on, and it's kind of difficult.
As now the ball is going to be spotted at the 33-yard line. 2nd and 14 coming up here.
There you go again, behind the sticks. 2nd down.
Nick Farmer going to go in motion.
There's your counter.
A counter, but nowhere to go. There's going to be a loss on the play. As on the handoff there was number 25, Mario Brandon Jr., and it's going to be about 3rd and 15 now for the Red Raiders.
I wouldn't be surprised if we just did a running play right here. Passing is not there right now. Don't force it. They're expecting a pass. We got 2 by 2. Spread them out. Look for the fullback.
As the slot was open, as I saw a lot of the coaches for the Griffons just yelling, trying to get someone there. This is going to be a handoff right up the gut for Jake Alexander. He'll get probably to the 35-yard line, but nowhere to go. And going to be the first 3 and out today for South Point, as they're going to have to punt it for the first time. As going to be punting it is going to be number 14, Max Mead, back deep for Rocky Mount. Looks to be to Trell Rivas, who got an interception in the first quarter. Just over 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half as Mead gets his foot planted, and looks like they have a good amount of hang time on the punt. It looks a little bit short, as it's going to take a South Point bounce to the 31-yard line, 32-yard line, and that's where the Griffons will take this one.
Well, put this in the notebook here. It may come to a head, but there was no rush. And as soon as the ball snapped, Rocky Mountain's going back for a return, setting the wall up. It was, 4th and 12? If it's 4th and under 5, I wouldn't be surprised for a fake next time.
We saw that in the Thursday night football game in the Seahawks with Ryan, but unfortunately he lost control of the ball and got hit hard. Now we're going to see a pass play from Lynch. Going to be a screen pass. First completion of the ball game, and the guy breaks a tackler, and he'll be forced out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That was number 5, Rajah McCowan.
The cornerback was there. He just spun him around, and he kept his legs moving and came off the tackle. But he was there.
Max Mead forced McCowan out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. It's the first time a passing play has worked in this ball game. I believe teams are combined 1 and 8. Now it's going to be another pass play from Lynch. Looking to McCowan now, looking back deep. He's improvising here. He's rolling out to his left. Now under some pressure as he's going to escape the pocket and be tackled at the 40-yard line. Somehow got some yardage on that one. It looked like Lynch had nowhere to go, and he was going to be sacked, or he was going to throw it away, but Shabios Lynch able to make something out of nothing.
There was no rush. The defense line did not, it looks like they was not rushing at all. It was just going down the line.
So now we've got a 3rd and short coming up here. Only 1 yard to go. But we've seen it's been hard for South Point.
For
Rocky Mountain. It's just a quarterback sneak as Lynch had a hard hit. But he was able to get the first down. Or maybe.
I think he lost a yard.
That is incredible, as it looks like as Philip Davis made another big play on the defensive front.
Here we go again. Same situation. About the same distance. 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and inches here. Let's see what Rocky Mountain's going to do here. They're keeping their offense on the field right now. And now Lynch has gotten the play call from the head coach. He'll go inside the huddle, tell the offensive line what's going to happen. Of course,
look for it quick or a hard count.
Both sides on both stands are standing up here trying to cheer on their team. 4th and inches coming up. It's going to be a pitch out to B.J. Sanders. Sanders going to get the first down, still on his feet across the 45-50, 45-40, dragging the defender with him before he's tackled down at the 36-yard line. A completely different result from the last 4th and inches.
Well, they had him. He fought through 2 guys. That's the first time he ran the ball like we've seen on film.
As it looked like South Point also had 3 defensive linemen right up the A gap, so they were expecting a quarterback sneak here.
We have a flag. Might be sideline warning on Rocky Mount. Yeah,
sideline warning is going to be the call. So I believe that will be.
My personal belief on that call is ridiculous.
That's the biggest play of the day that the Rocky Mount has had. They now have 35 rushing yards, 41 total yards throughout the game so far. So Lynn's going to pitch it out to B.J. Sanders to the left side. B.J. Sanders trying to go outside to get some room, and he's going to be tackled for a loss in the backfield at the 42-yard line. On the stop is number 25, Mario Brandon Jr., and number 40, Nathan Hamilton.
He didn't have a chance. You had 3 Red Raiders right there.
He's now got an official timeout as it looks like Nick Farmer having to tie his shoes. He had to take his gloves off to tie his shoes. The official timeout has ended.
Loss of 5 yards on that play.
It's only a loss of 5. Looked like it was a whole lot more from up here. As time is running out here in the first half, only 2:20 remaining in the first half. Still a 3-0 lead for South Point over Rocky Mount. But Rocky Mount trying to get into the end zone for the first time today. Lynch in the shotgun formation, 3 yards back from the line of scrimmage. He's going to be rolling out to his right, going to throw the ball. Oh, it's caught. It's caught on the play. That is number 3.
Pick up a nothing, and what a dangerous pass. It looks like he didn't really throw it. It was kind of like a shot put over there to the sideline, and the cornerback dove and almost got his hand on it.
Yeah, the pass was caught by number 3, Kajorvik Edwards, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10, so that'll make up the loss on 1st down, but still a long ways to go here for the Griffons on 3rd down.
It looked like Nathan Silver was over there on the coverage there.
Now here we go. 7 remaining on the play clock. Man in motion. It's going to be a fake, and now Lynn's going to throw it out to the flats, and it's caught. And that's going to be close to a 1st down.
Hey,
Looks like he got
a
it.
1st down.
And going to be caught by number 22, Charlie Williams III. As was able to get at least 1 foot down. Might have gotten a second one down, but only 1 foot required in high school and college. Nice play there by Charlie Williams and a nice throw there by Lynch's. It looks like Rocky Mount really starting to get the passing game going.
They don't really zing the ball. They kind of lob it and toss it. But this drive is effective.
Ball at the 26-yard line here for the Griffons. Is now B.J. Sanders stopped in the backfield once again. As other than that big run he had on 4th and inches, it's been slim pickings for B.J. Sanders.
Well, you had Matthew Robertson and Muse right there in his face as soon as he caught the toss.
And now with only 1 timeout remaining, it's under 49 seconds to go in the first half. Rocky Mount's going to have to hurry to get a touchdown here if they want it. And South Point will receive the second half kickoff here. Lynn's going to drop back and pass. Trying to find someone, finds Charlie Williams III in the flats as he'll make up the yardage lost on 1st down.
That is a solid open field tackle. Solid by Nick Farmer.
Nick Farmer has had a great first half on both ends of the ball so far, offensively and defensively.
We got 14 seconds. We got a timeout by Rocky Mount.
As they're out of timeouts now, but a 3rd down and 10. They're going to try to get 1st down, and if they don't, they're probably going to bring out their kicker maybe.
Yeah, but he hurt his foot on that second to the last punt, and he's limping around, so he's warming up. But here's the key. He's warming up. I don't even see his helmet anywhere close to him. You got 14 seconds. He needs to be helmet on the sideline, right beside the coach.
Yeah, so it looks like Rocky Mount will probably just try to get a shot in the end zone here as the ball's at the South Point 25. Late in the first half here, South Point has really dominated throughout the whole game, but only has a 3-0 lead, and now Rocky Mount's been getting some momentum on this latest drive as they're trying to get that momentum into some points. Ball on the 25-yard line, going to be 3rd down and 10. Shabios Lynch and B.J. Sanders in the backfield for the Griffons. Crowd on their feet from South Point. on the other side of the field from us as B.J. Sanders now moving to the right of Lynch. Lynch going to drop back and pass. Going to get a quick pass right through the middle, and it's caught. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Griffons. As it's going to be caught by Shaheem Battle. Just a vertical pass right up the middle for the Griffons to take the lead.
South Point let them stay in, and one play changed it right there.
As the momentum has completely shifted in this ball game.
If they would have made a tackle on the 4-yard line, it would have been night and day right there.
Yeah, but Battle broke the tackle and got into the end zone. Let go of the ball right as he crossed the plains, so close call there for Battle. And Chase Miller attempting the PAT, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 8 seconds remaining in the first half, it's a 7-3 lead for Rocky Mount. We'll be back right after this on WLON, WCSL, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
Go get 'em, Big Red. Yes, good luck to the South Point Red Raiders in the State 3A Football Championship. From everyone at Surprise Me at 140 North Main Street in Belmont. And remember, Surprise Me in Belmont for all of your last-minute Christmas gift ideas. You'll find something for everyone on your gift list at Surprise Me, located at 140 North Main Street in Belmont. Good luck to the South Point Red Raiders. Go get 'em, Big Red.
Where I come from, it's cornbread.
Back here at BB&T Field, as South Point had the lead throughout the first half until now, as Shaheem Battle caught a 25-yard touchdown pass to give the Griffons a 7-3 lead late in the first half with 8 seconds remaining. Sherrod Green going to be kicking off here for the Griffons.
Deep for South Point, number 5.
Don't look for anything deep.
And South Point's got 3 men deep, including Nick Farmer, Mario Brandon Jr., and Max Mead. And just going to be a quick squib kick right up the middle. And it's going to be returned by Nathan Hamilton. Hamilton's going to get to the 39-yard line. So 4 seconds will be remaining on the clock here at BB&T Field. With South Point going to be getting the second half kickoff, we'll probably just see them kneel it here. As they have gotten out of the huddle here.
First down, South Point at the
And that's what it looks like they're going to do. They're just going to huddle it and take it into the locker room in half. And that'll do it here for the first half here at BB&T Field, as South Point dominated the first half, but they come up short in the first half as they are now trailing by 4 points and a 7-3 lead for Rocky Mount, as South Point was not able to take advantage of a lot of great field position in the first half. We'll have our halftime report coming up after these messages from our sponsors.
Chicken, where I come from.
Get the cutting edge, get the commercial grade with Kubota's new Z700 series commercial zero turn mower that raises the bar for quality, durability, precision, and all-around value from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. No other mower in its class even comes close. Cut with the best, cut with the Kubota Z700 with a comprehensive 2-year warranty. See Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Ask for the new Kubota Z700. Renato Automall in Shelby is happy to announce their Christmas Families promotion again this year. You can help bring a little joy to a family less fortunate this holiday season. Just bring your non-perishable food items and unwrapped toys to Renato Automall and drop them off before December the 19th. They will be distributed to underprivileged families in our area. You can make a difference in someone's Christmas this year. Let's fill up a GMC Sierra pickup full of toys and non-perishable food items. Again, be sure to drop them off before December the 19th at Renato Automall, 4423 Stixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
Bugs, beware the web. The Kneeline Cold Termite and Pest Control web, that is. There's got to be a reason Kneeline Cold Termite and Pest Control has been voted the best pest control service in our area every year since 2010. They bring 50 years of experience from residential to commercial. They also do moisture control along with waterproofing, new construction treatments, mold and mildew remediation, plus fire and mosquito control. For a free estimate, call 866-990-0004 or visit the website at carolinapestcontrol.com. Nealon Cole Termite and Pest Control, 201 North Main Street in Boiling Springs.
Doctor, what's wrong with my husband?
Let's take a look. CKDKDS Macron. Oh, yes, I've seen this before. Your husband has coyote fever.
Coyote fever?
Yes, he's obviously learned of the hot deals going on now at your local Coyote tractor dealer.
Is this serious?
Very serious. Now's the best time to buy one of the best-selling tractors on the market. If you care at all about your husband, you'll drive him over to the Coyote dealer now. Oh, and I'm writing you a prescription for great deals on all implements, too.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina.
Campers Inn in Kings Mountain and the Kings Mountain Police Department presents Kings Mountain's first annual Camping Out for Kids Holiday Bike Drive, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, December 9th through the 11th. Campers Inn in Kings Mountain will be camping out to collect new bikes for children in our community. They are looking to collect 150 to 200 new bikes from toddlers to teens. They do all the work, including the assembly. Just drop it off at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Just brighter for a child this Christmas. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain or campersinn.com.
All right, back here at BB&T Field, Wake Forest University, the beautiful facility at Wake Forest University here. State championship round 3A, round 5 to be exact, as halftime has come upon us here. As South Point is trailing the Rocky Mount Griffons 7-3, as we currently are having a halftime show from the band of Rocky Mount. As you hear in the background here, going to give you the first half stats, and then we'll take another quick timeout, and then we'll come back and give Coach Mark Ludwig's analysis of the first half of the game. So far in the game, we have had somewhat of a stalemate until late in the first half, once Rocky Mount scored the first touchdown of the ball game. As Shabios Lynch started the game 0 for 5, struggling 0 for about 3 or 4, but now he comes into the half with 5 for 7 for 52 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Running the ball has not been that well for Rocky Mount so far, as B.J. Sanders has led the way with 8 carries, 17 yards, averaging only 2.1 yards per carry, and that was mainly because of a 23-yard run. A lot of losses on there, as D'Angelo Collins with 4 carries for 15 yards, and Green with 2 carries for 4 yards. That is Sherrod Green. And Lynch, 4 carries for negative 11 yards. Receiving, number 22, Charlie Williams III has led the way with 2 carries, 2 receptions for 15 yards in terms of most receptions. And the big catch was from number 2, Shaheem Battle. 1 catch, 25 yards, 1 touchdown. Also catches made by number 3, Kajorvik Edwards, and number 5, as that is Rajam McCowan. As that's the stats for Rocky Mount. And the stats for South Point, Scotty Lee has not yet completed a pass, 0 for 5, 1 interception. Rushing the ball, Nick Farmer's got a good game so far, 8 carries for 50 yards. And Jake Alexander, 5 carries for 26 yards. But after that, it's Slim Pickens, Max Mead, 1 carry, 3 yards. Scotty Lee, 7 carries for 1 yard. And also number 25, that is Brandon Jr., Mario Brandon Jr. to be exact, 1 carry for no yards. So as a team, they've only had 23 carries for 78 yards and an average of 3.4 yards per carry. Defensively, the stat sheet, Nick Muse, of course, leads the team in tackles with 6 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, and a half tackle for loss. Leading the team in tackles for loss, South Point, is number 19. That is Matthew Robinson. He has 2.5 tackles for loss. Phil Davis also has a tackle for loss. And interceptions, 1 interception that was made by Nick Farmer, who has 3 total tackles in the ballgame. Defensively for the Griffons, leading the team in tackles is number 31. That is Jatrell Rivas, the interception machine, who has an interception in this ballgame. as he has 5 total tackles. Also leading the way in tackles is number 44, Sherrod Green. And 32 total tackles, 14 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss by the Griffons. Now, joining us now is Mark Ludwig in the booth here. Now, what have you seen in this first half from each side?
Missed opportunities.
Missed opportunities?
The interceptions. South Point not capitalizing on fantastic field position. They only, started 2 drives on the other side of the 50.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, it's in Rocky Mount, and you got to come out more than 3 points. The penalties, setting them back when something good happens, it kills you, and you gets out of their offensive momentum. Their offense is keep the chains moving. Keep the chains moving. But when you start out 1st and 15, it's hard to do that. So, and I'm surprised at the passing. They're not really throwing the ball. It's a passing team would cringe watching them throw the ball right now. Both sides. They're lobbing, and that's why you have 2 interceptions right now.
Well, time of possession, South Point has had drives that have gone, 1 has gone 3 minutes and 4 have gone at least 2 minutes. And, of course, the last drive only went 4 seconds because of the end of the first half. But to give you a point of view of what South Point has started, their average starting field position so far, folks, has been 40 at their own 48-yard line. I mean, that is tremendous field position, and they've only gotten 3 points so far in this ballgame. You cannot have that if you're South Point, especially compared to what Rocky Mount has had.
Yes. Rocky Mount is just beating themselves on the chest right now. They're up, and they had all that miscues in the first half, and they're up by 4.
Yeah, and Rocky Mount's average field position start is at their own 30, so that's a difference of 18 yards, folks. But Rocky Mount has the lead 7-3 at halftime here. So going to give you a score update here from Shelby. Shelby is leading their game at halftime, 21-0 over Northside Jacks, trying to get 4 straight state championship games. As that game is currently on WOHS 1390 AM and on the Boss 101.5 FM. This game right here is on WCSL and WLON 1050 AM, WCSL 1590 AM, and also on KTCBroadcasting.com. As live here from BB&T Field. As I'm going to give you a rundown for today's schedule. We still have some action coming up here. At 4:30, we'll have the call from Carolina Radio Network, North Carolina, that is, taking on the Kentucky Wildcats in basketball. Always a great matchup with those 2 programs in basketball. As also tomorrow we'll have coverage of NFL football, Sunday night football that is, with the Cowboys going against the Buccaneers. And on Monday we'll wrap up our coverage with the Panthers and Redskins on Monday night football. All right, folks, that'll do it for our halftime coverage here. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second half here at BB&T Field, Wake Forest University.
Great food at affordable prices at Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks in Gastonia and Lowell. At lunch, you can get chopped steak and 1 side for $5.99. Select from pork or beef barbecue, or get a quarter chicken leg and thigh and 1 side for $4.99. Select from a wide variety of sides, including new items, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, green beans, homemade mashed potatoes, and gravy. At Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks, East Garrison Boulevard in Gastonia, and off I-85 at McAdenville Road in Lowell. Online at hillbilliesbarbecueandsteaks.com.
Watch and listen to South Point Red Raider Sports on KTCBroadcast.com and WCSL 1590am.com.
The Polaris Full Throttle Sales Event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia. Come in now and get up to $3,000 in rebates on selected Polaris models. Plus, get financing as low as 2.99% for 36 months. Plus, the Yamaha Holiday Sales Event is underway. Get 3.99% APR financing, plus up to $750 in customer cash. Find out the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell. Flooring for your home? Then head to Flooring America in Kings Mountain or Carpet One Interiors in Ranlow. Right now at both locations, you'll find a big selection of in-stock hardwoods on sale, priced as low as $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot at Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, and Carpet One Interiors in Ranlow. It's time to get your flu shot at Allen Drugstore in Stanley. Yes, flu shots are now available at Allen Drugstore, priced at only $29.99. At Allen Drugstore, we'll bill your Medicare and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be ready for Old Man Winter and get your flu shot now for only $29.99 at Allen Drugstore, located at 220 South Main Street in downtown Stanley. For more information, call Allen Drugstore at 704-263-4876. If you have insurance with Nationwide, listen up. Nationwide is leaving North Carolina effective March 1st. If Nationwide has left your side, then call Beard Insurance Agency in Gastonia. They're here. They're locally owned and operated, and they're not going anywhere. Call them for your auto, commercial auto, and home insurance needs. As an independent agent, Beard Insurance Agency writes for over 43 companies, and they strive to give you the best rates and payment terms. They're on your side. Beard Insurance Agency, 1312 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at beardagency.com. Like them on Facebook too. Good luck, South Point Red Raiders, from everyone at the Belmont General Store on North Main Street in Belmont. Come on in for some old-timey vintage toys. Take a seat and enjoy famous Mooresville ice cream, from shakes to floats to malts, plus classic glass bottle drinks. And visit Adley's Bagel Shop, fresh-made bagels and fresh roasted coffee. Good luck, Big Red Raiders, from everyone at the Belmont General Store, located at 6 North Main Street in downtown Belmont.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Charlotte Alternative Sports, located in Belmont, is your one-stop shop for everything: paintball, airsoft, disc golf, and BMX. Boasting this area's largest inventory, they guarantee the lowest prices, period. Don't miss our holiday sales event going on now through Christmas Eve. Hurry in before time runs out. Gift cards are available. Located directly behind Bojangles and McDonald's in Belmont, Charlotte Alternative Sports is the only place to shop for your paintball, airsoft, disc golf, and BMX needs. Let's go, Red Raiders!
Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff?
Good luck, South Point Red Raiders, from everyone at Sammy's Pub in Belmont. Go Big Red Raiders. Check out the daily specials at Sammy's Pub of Belmont. See the big wall of foam and watch the game on their big TVs. Be sure to like them on Facebook at Sammy's Pub. Go Big Red Raiders, from everyone at Sammy's Pub in Belmont, located at 25 South Main Street in Belmont. Call 704-825-4266 for Sammy's Pub in Belmont.
You don't pull a mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim.
Go get them, Big Red. Yes, good luck to the South Point Red Raiders in the State 3A Football Championship. From everyone at Surprise Me at 140 North Main Street in Belmont. And remember, Surprise Me in Belmont for all of your last-minute Christmas gift ideas. You'll find something for everyone on your gift list at Surprise Me, located at 140 North Main Street in Belmont. Good luck to the South Point Red Raiders. Go get them, Big Red.
I said where I come from, it's corn.
Back here at BB&T Field, Evan Ludwig, Mark Ludwig with the call of South Point versus Rocky Mount here on WCSL 1590 AM and WLON 1050 AM. As South Point has hit the field here, getting warmed up for the second half. Still no sign of Rocky Mount. I think they're about to come out, though. It looks like some of their coaches are out into the end zone. Now, Mark, looking here to start the second half, South Point's going to get the ball. What do you think South Point needs? What do you think the game plan should be for South Point in the start of the second half?
I say get the fullback more involved. That's their ID right there. The fullback crashing hard into the line. Occasionally try that pass. Don't go away from the pass. you got to keep them honest. And but the key is when you get an opportunity, take advantage of it. They let too many opportunities slip away.
Yeah, and you're saying Jake Alexander wanting to get more involved. Only had 5 carries, but for 26 yards, has an average of 5.2 yards per carry. Is now Rocky Mount taking the field here. And South Point only gotten 10 total yards in the second quarter compared to 68 in the first quarter.
In the second quarter, they got the penalties and got them behind the sticks, and it got them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and definitely shown in the second half is now only, I believe, Rocky Mount only had about 6 or 7 yards in the first quarter. They got 70. They've gotten up to 77 total yards here at halftime. As looks like we're still just about a minute or two away from the start of the second half here. What do you think the key should be for Rocky Mount? If you're a head coach for Rocky Mount going into the locker room, what would your strategy be heading into the second half?
Well, the passing game opened up on that last drive. You're going to have to get the running game up. You're going to have to throw the ball and look for Sanders to run the ball a little bit. South Point's flow was so hard on him, he had no place to go as soon as he got the ball. And passing the ball will get the linebackers to stay at home a little bit. And he's so physical running what we've seen on film. I haven't seen it today except for that 4th down play.
Yeah, the one that went 23 yards, but he only has 17 yards rushing because he's lost a lot of yards on his carries trying to get some room. South Point been doing a great job defensively. Just total, the rushers for today, 18 carries for Rocky Mount, only 25 yards rushing. That's only an average of 1.4 yards per carry. As defensively, South Point has done their job for the most part, minus that last drive on defense. But now South Point's going to get the ball to start the second half. Is now South Point going to the sideline. They are on the visitor side. They're the visiting team. Rocky Mount, the home team. The sides have flipped after last year with South Point being the home team and Rocky Mount being the away team last year in Chapel Hill. Of course, last year Rocky Mount came out on top 24-21. Currently, the Griffons are on top of the South Point Red Raiders 7-3 at halftime. Here at BB&T Field in Wake Forest. Has a beautiful facility, and you got so much around this area with the football field. Got the baseball field right there beside us, behind the scoreboard, and they're doing some renovations there. A very nice field. It's a turf field as well, and then we got the Coliseum behind us for the basketball team, both men and women's, and of course the annex where we see the Western Regional Finals. We were here just a couple years ago as East Lincoln went against Smoky Mountain in basketball. That was an all-time classic that had East Lincoln win that one by 1 point. So a lot of great facilities here in the Wake Forest University area here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. As now looks like Rocky Mount's about to go into their sideline. I'm about to get ready here for the start of the second half. Of course, if you're wondering where is Shelby on the radio, well, that game's on WOHS 1390 AM and on the Boss 101.5 FM. And if you can't get that on your dial, just go online to ktcbroadcasting.com. You can connect it for your phone. You can go for your iPad, computer, whatever the case. You can get on ktcbroadcasting.com, and it'll be on the front page for you to listen to Shelby. They are currently up 21-0 at halftime over Northside Jacks.
Well, we talked about that. We thought Shelby had that game. On the way up here, we was talked about that. And last year this was overtime, and it was back and forth. And I'm glad the day's game's about the same way. It may come down to the last play. It may go into overtime.
Yes, but very evenly matched teams, both South Point and Rocky Mountain are. As Max Mead getting some, trying to warm up his legs. He's going to be running. He's all the way back at the 3-yard line. As alongside with him are Nick Farmer and number 25, Mario Brandon Jr., who's struggled a little bit, has 2 penalties on him, one being a false start and one being an illegal motion.
Well, Chase Miller is going to kick off. That's the kicker. the Sherrod Green kicked off at the end of the first half. So my question is the kicker completely healthy?
My guess probably won't be, but that last punt he had in the first half was pretty good. Here's the kickoff here. It's going to be short to about the 18-yard line, going to bounce, and then Max Mead will take it. He's got a lot of room ahead of him across the 30-yard line. At the 40-yard line, still on his feet, and he'll still be on his feet somehow. Oh my gosh, he goes all the way to the 32-yard line. He somehow did not step out of bounds and got a big return for the Red Raiders. Definitely what they needed. They got great field position once again, but the question is, Mark, will they take advantage of it?
That's about where they started the first half right there. Take over on downs. They got to score. They got to score a touchdown. Not a field goal, a touchdown.
It's a nice job there by Max Mead, able to somehow stay in bounds, as they're going to have two receivers on each side. South Point is only Jake Alexander in the backfield with Scotty Lee. Now going to have a man in motion. Going to be a fullback dive right for Jake Alexander, and he gets a pretty good chunk of yards, about 4 or 5 on the play.
They spreading the defense out and going to their bread and butter, the fullback.
And get about 4 or 5 on each carry. That'll definitely do the trick for South Point. Burns a lot of clock, and then you eventually get into the end zone.
We got the same formation.
Yeah, Alexander still only man in the backfield for South Point. Now it's going to be Nick Farmer going in motion, and it's going to be another handoff to Alexander. He's going to get across the 25-yard line, tackled at the 23. Another good chunk of yardage on the play.
That time, who was that in motion? Nick Farmer. He came in orbit motion, deep behind the fullback, so he could do the triple option.
Now only 1 yard to go for the first down for South Point, but it's third down. Still same formation. Now it's the orbit motion once again. Jake Alexander, another handoff. It's going to be close.
I think he has it. I think he has it.
Alexander, Red Raiders ball carrier.
No official word yet from the officials. And it looks like they're about to give the signal here.
They're going to do measurement.
Yeah, in this game here, state championship, they don't want to get any call wrong. They want to make sure they got the call right. And that's a good thing for an official.
He needs to get to the 17. It looks like it's hitting the 17. It's dead in the middle of the field.
So now the chain's coming out. It's about the 4th time, I believe, so around that time that we've seen the chains come out. More than you usually see in a regular ball game. But this is no ordinary ball game. This is a state championship game. As let's see. Just a hair short.
You might be a credit card away.
Unfortunately,
I'm just glad they brought the chains out. We had twice when I was coaching this year. They threw the ball over to the sideline, then put the ball down on the sideline, then brought the chains to the foot out.
And the crowd very aware of what this means here is South Point going to stack it up, but 2 receivers to the right. Has 9 in the box for Rocky Mount. Scotty Lee under center. Farmer going in motion. Going to be handoff to Jake Alexander, who's still fighting for yardage, and I think he got it. He looks like he got to the 21-yard line, and I think that'll be good enough for a first down, especially if that second effort there.
His legs never stopped. He kept moving. He kept moving.
Seems like such a simple thing to do, just keep your feet moving, but not that many people do it. And Jake Alexander is one of them.
We're back two by two. Watch the motion.
And both the right tackle and left guard for South Point jumped completely, and that's going to move them back 5 yards, and that hurt South Point in the second quarter on a lot of their drives here. But it's first down, but it's going to be 1st and 15. Ball's now going to be spotted at the 26-yard line. As we're just a little bit over 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Just got started in the second half. A great kick return by Max Mead. This is going to be a rollout as Jake Alexander got a lot of room. Going to make up the penalty yardage back and get a couple more yards with that to about the 17-yard line.
Well, they decided we're not going to jump this time. We did a first sound, and it caught Rocky Mountain off guard a little bit there.
And so that'll be a gain of 9 there by Jake Alexander. Make it 2nd down and 6 after being 1st and 15. They'll make it a lot more manageable here as now they're going back to the 2-by-2 set with wide receivers, and Jake Alexander, the only man in the backfield. It's going to be a pitch to Jake Alexander, who trips. He trips, and it looks like
tripped, and he landed on the back
of Nick Farmer, I think.
No, it was Matthew Robertson, I think.
No, it's actually Nick Farmer who has actually getting up. Alexander had a lot of room there, but just got tripped up in the turf. It's just very unfortunate there. It looks like Farmer still in the ball game.
The way he landed on the back of both of his legs.
That was very dangerous there. Is now the Rocky Mount coaching staff and players trying to get the fans into this game. 3rd and 6 coming up here. It's going to be a pitch out to Nick Farmer, who's met in the backfield, still on his feet, and a hard hit there by Green.
Sherrod Green.
My goodness, he laid the hit on Nick Farmer in the backfield for a loss of a couple of yards on the play.
Now they're going to try to field goal here. They got to have some points out of this. This is going to be about a 36-yard field goal.
And this is about Lemper's range. He's gotten a lot of these field goals this year, or in that area, 36 yards. Made about 3 or 4 against Crest to start the year here. So here we go. Snap is down, kick is up. It's on the left hash. The kick is up, and it is good with a good amount of room to spare. So Lemper's getting the job done with the points, but you don't want the kicker to get all the points. You want to get your offense to score. And it's now a 7-6 lead for Rocky Mount over South Point here at BB&T Field, Wake Forest University. We'll be back right after this.
Bread and chicken, where I come from.
Get the cutting edge, get the commercial grade with Kubota's new Z700 series, commercial zero turn more. That raises the bar for quality, durability, precision, and all-around value from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. No other mower in its class even comes close. Cut with the best. Cut with the Kubota Z700 with a comprehensive 2-year warranty. See Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Ask for the new Kubota Z700.
Back here at Wake Forest. A great kickoff return by Max Mead. Was able to get South Point some points, but not the 6 points that they wanted. They only get a field goal and now only trail Rocky Mount by 1.
Well, it was important they got some points, but they really needed the 7 to get them back in. They're in, but they needed that 7.
Detrell Rivas and B.J. Sanders back deep for the Griffons as they're all the way at the 20-yard line, expecting a short kick here from Lemper. As here we go. And the kickoff by Lemper goes behind Rivas. That's going to go out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 4-yard line. So nice call there by Rocky Mount. As that'll move Rocky Mount to the 35-yard line for great field position.
Are they going to make them re-kick? They're going to make them re-kick, I think.
And let's see how that pays off here. So you heard the official there. Of course, this is the only time of the year here in high school football that we'll be able to hear the referees here in the ball game as they are potted up, mic'd up.
Well, some high school stadiums are equipped with it.
Is Asheville one of them?
Yes.
All right, Asheville. If that's a bucket list item for I think a lot of high school fans in North Carolina to go to a game in Asheville.
And Lincoln in the playoffs, they'll have it too.
All right.
And again, deep to receive, number 1, PJ Daniels.
It's still very rare to see in high school football, especially here in North Carolina. And here we go. Now kicking off from the 35-yard line is South Point. And this one's up the middle of the field. Rivas will take this one at the 10-yard line, having to back up. He's going to take the reverse. And now Rivas going to go to the right side. And the penalty, they should have taken the penalty. Well, you can't really foresee the future, but hindsight being 2020.
I learned my lesson this year when I was acting head coach at West Lincoln. They kicked it out of bounds, and I told them re-kick it. And we started probably at the 15. I learned my lesson, so take the penalty.
Yeah, ball's now going to be spotted at the 22-yard line as Rivas was stopped by a host of Red Raiders on the play. Let's see if the momentum will continue for the Griffons offense. There's two running backs in the backfield. Going to be a handoff to, looks like D'Angelo on the play. He misses it, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. He's weaving his way through defenders and gets to about the 24-yard line. So nice run there by D'Angelo Collins. What would have been a loss.
Defender kind of spun him around. He kept his feet moving and kept up. And luckily, had pursuit by the backside, the tackle.
And now it's going to make it 2nd down and 8 here for the Griffons. Ball on their own 24-yard line. And now a bobble snap there by Lynch, and I think Philip Davis might have fell on it. It's still loose, and I think the Red Raiders have recovered.
I think they snapped it a little bit too early. It came back and hit him on the kneecap and bounced right into the line.
And recovered on the play by number 21. That is Tanner Canterbury. A big play for him. As now South Point's going to be at the 23-yard line. Let's see. Hit the kneecap.
Actually, it bounced off a big number 77 and then went 5 yards to the left.
South Point takes over.
And they recovered it way over there.
Talking about the ball being in your favor there, that's what happened with South Point. They're coming in the same formation here that they were in the first drive. It's going to be a pitch out to Jake Alexander. Alexander's going to be stopped at about the 23. Actually,
he was not down.
Well, he goes all the way to the end zone, but they're going to rule him down at the 21-yard line.
I didn't think he was down. He rolled over on the defender.
So they're only going to rule it as a gain of about 1 or 2 on the play.
The nice thing about having it at a college stadium, you can see the replay.
Well, now they're showing the replay here. Let's see if he was down. Ooh, wow. I don't know about that one. That should have been a touchdown.
You can hear the South Point's fans
yes.
Showing their displeasure there.
That's the first missed call, I believe, from the officials today. As another handoff to Alexander, who's going to get to about the 17-yard line. And now, this time, he is down for sure. As it'll be 3rd and about 4 coming up here for the Red Raiders.
Wow.
Almost halfway here through the third quarter here. 6:25 remaining in the third quarter. 3rd down coming up for the Red Raiders. Can they finally capitalize on great field position and a turnover by Rocky Mountain, get a touchdown? That is yet to be seen. And now we got a timeout, I believe, called by South Point.
There's their first of the game.
Yeah, first of the game and first of the second half. And as Coach Lineberger takes a timeout, we're going to take a timeout and be back right after this.
Renato Automall in Shelby is happy to announce their Christmas Families promotion again this year. You can help bring a little joy to a family less fortunate this holiday season. Just bring your non-perishable food items and unwrapped toys to Renato Automall and drop them off before December the 19th. They will be distributed to underprivileged families in our area. You can make a difference in someone's Christmas this year. Let's fill up a GMC Sierra pickup full of toys and non-perishable food items. Again, be sure to drop them off before December the 19th at Renato Automall, 4423 Stixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
Back here at Wake Forest, 3rd down coming up here for the Red Raiders. Ball at their own at the Rocky Mount 17-yard line. Evan Ludwig, Mark Ludwig with the call for today's action. Scotty Lee under center. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Alexander right up the gut. He's going to get the first down and more and tackle down at the 10-yard line. Just a great hustle there by Jake Alexander.
I told you it started the second half. They needed to get the fullback in the play calling.
Yeah, the first half was mainly dictated towards Nick Farmer and those pitch outs. Now they're just going right up the gut here. They're also spreading it out here with having receivers set up. 2 receivers on each side. Now they have 2 receivers on the right side only. Farmer and Alexander in the backfield with Scotty Lee. It's going to be a handoff to Alexander once again as they were faking the pitch. And Alexander gets to about the 6-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal as they were inside the 10-yard line. Now 5:42 remaining in the third quarter.
The key to that is he's hitting the hole hard, and Scotty Lee is carrying out his fake, so the linebackers have to honor that too.
Now, ball just right outside the 5-yard line at the 6-yard line.
Basically got trips to the right.
Going to be another handoff to Alexander, but I don't know if Scotty Lee even got the handoff to Alexander as he's met in the backfield at about the 9-yard line.
I think that was that big stud defensive lineman.
Actually, number 55, Maurice White.
He came blitzing in and just hit it right at the mesh point. Luckily, there was no fumble right there.
Yeah, that could have been a fumble there. Close call for the Red Raiders. Now 3rd down and goal. Ball at the 7-yard line as forward progress stopped it from getting any worse. Scotty Lee going to roll out. Going to throw the pass, and it's caught. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
He got 4 feet down.
Amazing play there by number 23. That is Ray Greer, the freshman, making a big play in his first ever state championship game.
He's a big kid, 6'2", 182, and he's a freshman.
He's got a lot of growing still. As South Point will now take their first lead since the first half.
I'm a little surprised he's going to kick an extra point instead of go for 2 to make it 14-7.
Well, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the first completed pass by Scotty Lee is a touchdown pass to freshman Ray Greer. As now on the scoreboard, it's 13-7 South Point over Rocky Mount here at Wake Forest. We'll be back right after this.
Bugs, beware the web. The Kneeline Coal Termite and Pest Control web, that is. There's got to be a reason Kneeline Coal Termite and Pest Control has been voted the best pest control service in our area every year since 2010. They bring 50 years of experience from residential to commercial. They also do moisture control along with waterproofing, new construction treatments, mold and mildew remediation, plus fire ant and mosquito control. For a free estimate, call 866-990-0004 or visit the website at carolinapestcontrol.com. Kneeline Coal Termite and Pest Control, 201 North Main Street in Boiling Springs.
Back here at Wake Forest as South Point has retaken the lead. They now lead 13-7 over Rocky Mount after a touchdown pass from Scotty Lee to freshman Ray Greer.
I'm surprised there at the 16. I would be back a little bit deeper. He can kick it inside the 10.
Yeah, Rivas had to go backpedal all the way back to the 10-yard line when they retried to kick. As Rivas not backpedaling as much, well, he almost gets back to the 10-yard line. Now he's going to go from right to left in the field. Gets behind his own blocker and slows down, and he's going to finally be stopped at about the
ball's out.
The ball's out. I don't know if they're going to rule him down or
no. They did not rule him down. But they did recover it back at the 14.
Another close call.
19.
Another close call for Rocky Mount there. There's a 2 straight kickoffs returns that have not been that pleasant for Rocky Mount. Looks like he was not expecting that big hit there.
Well, you had you had Mario Brandon Jr. hold him up and had 3-4 other Red Raiders come in and strip the ball.
And luckily for Rocky Mount, B.J. Sanders was right there to get the ball. First down and 10 is going to be a handoff to B.J.
We had a counter
that went nowhere. Philip Davis, the big defensive lineman for South Point, stops the runner in the backfield. That's number 22, Charlie Williams III.
2-yard loss there.
And Philip Davis has been a monster for the Red Raiders. He is 6 foot even, but 305 pounds. Definitely looks the part of a defensive lineman, and he's definitely getting the job done. So now 2nd down and 13 coming up here for the Griffons as they're now in the shotgun. Lynch going to drop back and pass. Looking. He's under some pressure, now going to roll out to his right. He's under some more pressure, he's now going to run for it. And he's going to get some yards and slide down at about the 22-yard line. Yeah, the helmet came off of number 40, Nathan Hamilton, as that's the second leading tackler for the Red Raiders. They're going to miss him for this next play, as he lost it as Lynch slid right in front of him. He had to kind of dive over him and lost the helmet there. So after the quarterback keeper by Chabios Lynch on the scramble, it's going to be 3rd down and 5 coming up here for the Griffons. trying to avoid a 3-and-out after giving up a touchdown to South Point.
He has time to throw the ball, but there's no one open. The secondary is doing an absolutely fantastic job covering.
And here we go. It looks like D'Angelo Collins in motion. He's got the outside edge. It's going to be forced out of bounds. 4 yards short of the first down. Only a gain of 1 on the play there for D'Angelo Collins.
They have to punt now, and that's not been their strong suit this game.
Right. As we did see earlier in the game, Chase Miller, something happened with his left leg, which is his kicking leg. He's been better at punting and kicking as the game has gone on. As looks like a Rocky Mount offensive lineman, number 77, Kira Robinson, limping off the field. He's the right tackle.
That's the big boy.
Yeah, that's the big boy. 6'3", 320 pounds. It's Chase Miller kicking it. Another bad punt there from Chase Miller.
Luckily, he's getting a roll.
And he's getting a very friendly roll. It looks like it's going to go at least close to 10 yards to the South Point 34-yard line. So the football was his friend there, but not the best punt from Chase Miller. As that's where the Red Raiders will set up shop here for their third drive of the second half.
Had about a 15-yard roll there. It looked like a dead duck.
Looked like he may have had the punt, when he punted it, looked like it was more towards his shin instead of his tip of his foot. It's now 1st down and 10 coming up here.
A little confusion on defense for Rocky Mount there.
Yeah, now they gotten set up. Hand off to Jake Alexander to the left side. Got across to 35 and maybe a yard more, but that's it. As Rocky Mount was able to stop that one. Going to be 2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Red Raiders. So we are under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
It's been a quick third quarter.
Yeah, with South Point running the ball the whole time and Rocky Mount's offense barely being on the field, that has led to this quick third quarter. Ball on the 36-yard line. 2nd down and 8 for the Red Raiders. It's going to be handoff to Farmer.
It's a counter, and he's about 2 yards short, 3 yards short.
Yeah, about 3 yards short of the first down.
He's at the 41. He needs to get to the 44.
It's going to make it manageable here for the Red Raiders, as Farmer has not been as much involved in the second half as he was in the first half.
But that's only the second time we've seen the counter.
It's now Nick Muse. It's going to be lined up at wide receiver along with number 20, Caleb Gibson, the sophomore. They're going to be lined up on the right side. The ball's at the far side hash. Going to be handoff to Jake Alexander right up the middle. He looks like he's about a yard short.
Now it's Coach Lineberger's time to make that decision. You're about less than a yard for a first down. And he's not even going to think about it. He's going to punt it.
Yeah, he's going to punt it. We saw Rocky Mount be inches away.
Now, remember what I said the only time South Point punted? There was no rush. They was setting up a return. And I said if it was under 5 yards, watch the fake.
Let's see what happens here. Max Mead to punt the ball. Now they're bringing pressure. Almost blocked.
He may have got it. He may have had it.
But South Point going to get a roll too. That's going to go inside, right at the 30-yard line. So this time they do the complete Rocky Mount does the complete opposite on their punt coverage. They bring the pressure, get it partially blocked, but the ball took a South Point roll to the Rocky Mount 30-yard line. And so with 13 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, Rocky Mount will have the ball to start the drive. Let's see if they can get the offense rolling like they did late in the first half. Other than that one drive, it's been slim pickings for Rocky Mount's offense. Looks like a pistol formation here. 3 running backs in the backfield along with Lynch. It's going to be a play action. Wide open as the receiver, but Lynch is under pressure. Flag on the field. Lynch has got a lot of room.
It's coming back.
Lynch is across the 50-yard line, still on his feet. And now going to be forced out of bounds by Max Mead at the 30-yard line, but this one is coming back.
And
huge
more
missed opportunity.
importantly, Muse is down on his knee.
Knocked out of bounds by number 14, Max Mead.
It's on Rocky Mount.
Yeah, but not good news. Nick Muse is on his feet, but
he gave thumbs up.
So that's a close call there for South Point. He is limping, though.
His left leg, his ankle or something, he gave 2 thumbs up to his sideline, but I think he needs to come out.
Yeah, he needs to come out. Well, they're going to have some time to work on it here because I think, I don't know if they're going to run an untimed down here or this will probably be the end of the third quarter. And they will give Rocky Mountain an untimed down here. As we'll see, Nick Muse still on the field. You said you think he should take a play off here at least.
Yeah, he's trying to work it out right now. Shaking that leg. He's still convincing the coaches he's okay.
Well, this is going to be his last game in high school. He's had a tremendous career on. He just wants to play as many downs as he can, but you just worry about his health if he's limping the way he is. So it's going to be first down and 23, ball at the 17-yard line. Lynn's going to drop back and pass. Looking to his right, he's going to throw a deep ball and is overthrown. Oh, yeah. The closest person there was number 25 for South Point.
You had two Red Raiders there.
Yeah, two Red Raiders there.
He threw it down the hash marks, and there was no one on this side of the field.
Well, that'll do it for the third. We'll see here. The offensive line is okay. Now it's going to be official. The end of the third quarter here at Wake Forest. South Point leads this one 13-7 over Rocky Mountain. Will they hold on and win their first state championship since 2009? You'll have to wait when we come back.
Doctor, what's wrong with my husband?
Let's take a look.
CKDKDS Macron.
Yes, I've seen this before. Your husband has coyote fever.
Coyote fever?
Yes, he's obviously learned of the hot deals going on now at your local Coyote tractor dealer.
Is this serious?
Very serious. Now's the best time to buy one of the best-selling tractors on the market. If you care at all about your husband, you'll drive him over to the Coyote dealer now. Oh, and I'm writing you a prescription for great deals on all implements, too.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina.
Campers Inn in Kings Mountain and the Kings Mountain Police Department presents Kings Mountain's first annual Camping Out for Kids Holiday Bike Drive, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, December 9th through the 11th. Campers Inn in Kings Mountain will be camping out to collect new bikes for children in our community. They are looking to collect 150 to 200 new bikes from toddlers to teens. They do all the work, including the assembly. Just drop it off at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Make Christmas brighter for a child this Christmas. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain or campersinn.com.
Back here at Wake Forest, about ready to start the fourth and final quarter here. A 6-point lead for South Point. They lead 13-7 over Rocky Mountain. And on our sister station, WOHS and 101.5 FM DeBoss, it's now a 21-6 lead for Shelby as Malik Surratt was picked off in the end zone. About ready to start the fourth and final quarter, as we said. And Mark, looks like Nick Muse still out on the field for the Red Raiders.
Well, he ain't coming off now. Fourth quarter, you up by 6. What is it? Third and 6?
Second 23.
Second. My fault.
As they got the camera focused on him on the Jumbotron here. Looks like don't see that much limping. He might, well, maybe a little bit of a limp. He's probably blocking out the pain, though. So now under center is Lynch, man in motion. It's going to be a fake, a play action pass. Lynch going to look to do the third, and it's going to be a good amount of gain there to the 30-yard line. Caught by number 22, Charlie Williams III.
Now it's
making
a
lot of
third
great
11 now.
Charlie Williams III has been making a lot of great catches for Rocky Mountain this game. And at least makes it a little bit more manageable, but still a long ways to go. Rocky Mountain's going to have to get to about the 41-yard line to get a first down. As the chains don't look like they're right at the 40. They look closer to the 41. So that's what Rocky Mountain's going to have to get to. Excuse me. 2 receivers to the left for Rocky Mountain here on third down. Ball at the 30-yard line. Lynn's going to drive back and pass. Looking to his right. Now hesitating. Now he's under some pressure. He's trying to get for defenders, and he's going to be sacked, and the ball's loose.
I think Rocky Mountain got it, but I think he got tackled by his offensive guard there. He tried to make a move and ran right into the back of him and forced the ball out there. But I think what South Point is doing is they're saying if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us with your arm, not your legs. So they're keeping them contained, and then the end kind of sealed it, and he tried to take off up the middle. I've used this technique before.
Chase Miller going to be punting it here. Let's see if he can get a good punt. That's probably the best punt he's had so far today. Is now Meade going to have to get away, but it's still going to be great field position for the Raiders as they're going to take the ball at their own 43-yard line. So Chase Miller, as we said, something happened to his knees. Looks like he's still kind of limping off slowly.
His body language is just like he's not feeling well. His head's down, and he's got a slight limp.
Well, and he came in here, his longest field goal kick of the year, because he's a kicker too, was 46 yards. That's tremendous for a high school kicker. Yeah. So he's not used to these type of struggles. First down to 10, handoff to Jake Alexander right up the middle. He's got some room at the 30-yard line, 25-20, got one man to beat, and finally going to get forced out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Jake Alexander has come alive here.
Very close to the horse collar right there, very close. He didn't go back. He went to the side. Now 31 for Rocky Mountain.
Detrell Rivas.
He's limping a little bit. When he made the tackle, I think they landed on his left leg.
Well, the ball's going to be spotted at the 11-yard line after the big run by Jake Alexander. Got a late substitution for Rocky Mountain as they got out the players situated. Now, players scrambling to try to get the play call, and Rocky Mountain's going to have to burn a timeout here as they were not ready on defense.
A little frustration there.
Yeah, a lot of frustration. A lot of frustration there.
South Point needs to capitalize right now. Don't think about it. Just put it in.
As we'll take another quick timeout here on WLON and WCSL and on KTCBroadcast.com. 3A state championship game, South Point, Rocky Mountain.
Great food at affordable prices at Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks in Gastonia and Lowell. At lunch, you can get chopped steak and one side for $5.99. Select from pork or beef barbecue, or get a quarter chicken leg and thigh and one side for $4.99. Select from a wide variety of sides, including new items, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, green beans, homemade mashed potatoes, and gravy. At Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks, East Garrison Boulevard in Gastonia, and off I-85 at McAdenville Road in Lowell. Online at hillbilliesbarbecueandsteaks.com.
Watch and listen to South Point Red Raider Sports on.
Back here at BB&T Field, South Point at the Rocky Mountain 11-yard line, trying to really run away with this thing here after a big run from Jake Alexander, who is really taking the Red Raiders to another level here in the second half. 1st and 10. Scotty Lee under center. Man going to motion. It's going to be a handoff to Jake Alexander. Nowhere to go on that play. So he was stopped by number 42, Christopher Harper.
Just by watching the defense right there, don't be surprised if you see a counter to the weak side here.
That was, I believe, Alexander's 20th carry. Now coming into the third quarter, he had 68 yards. Of course, that was without this big run that he had. So he's probably at about 100 yards at least by this point. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 11-yard line. It's going to be another handoff to Alexander, who gets about 5 or 6 yards before being stopped by number 44, Sherrod Green, who probably has been one of the best players for Rocky Mount today overall.
The line splits is creating holes. The play side, they had 2 feet, 3 feet splits, and inviting Rocky Mountain to come through, and they just creasing them now. It's just a little subtle splits here and there. Now they all tight.
It looks like the offense you run at North Lincoln, the wing T here.
We're a little bit tighter.
South Point going to have to get to the 1-yard line. Going to be a flag on the field. Delay of game call against South Point.
Now you go back to 3rd and 10. But more importantly, Coach Lineberg can't be happy on that one.
They're moving it back to the 11. And now Nick Muse is coming into the ball game. Of course, we've seen him lined up at wide receiver for a lot of these plays, as Scotty Lee tried to force it to him here. And
little surprised Lineberger didn't call a timeout.
He still has 2 timeouts in his back pocket here. 8:53 remaining. 3rd down and 10 for the Red Raiders. Will they capitalize here and get a touchdown? After the big run for Jake Alexander, going to be a pitch out to Nick Farmer. He's got some room. He's going to try to get to the edge. He'll make the most of the penalty yardage
Bad
back.
spot. I thought he got down to the 6. They're going to get him to the 7.
Mm-hmm. He is forced out by number 9, Artravius Richardson.
Now, this is going to be a big kick.
Make it
you got 8:47 to go in the game. It's 14-13. You go up 16-7. That's the 2 possessions scored in.
As Lemperer's been 2 for 2 in today's ball game, as this is going to be the shortest kick he'll have to make so far. This will be a 24-yard kick on the left hash. All of his kicks have been on the left hash today. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick, as it looks like it's no good. No good.
My.
That's a big missed opportunity there for South Point.
They looked at each other and had to just talk about it a little bit, and then they said no good.
Wow, this definitely opened things up here for Rocky Mount.
Our view, it looked good.
It did look good, yeah. It looked like it was over the left sidebar and just got in, but unfortunately for Lemperer, the senior misses the field goal. So his teammates are trying to comfort him on the sidelines as he's been perfect throughout the game and throughout most of the season, too.
The closer you get to the goal line in high school, it's more difficult to kick that from the hash.
Mm-hmm.
Much rather have it right dead in the middle.
That ball's at the 20-yard line. That's where Rocky Mount's going to take it. Lynch going to be under center. He's going to drop back, pass, look to his left, and it's caught by number 3. He's going to be forced out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. That is Kajorvik Edwards on the catch.
They may be setting up something here. They did a little hitch there. Watch the hitch and go and try to get something here.
And Nick Farmer is going to be lined up right where the pass was from the last time. They switched receivers, so now Edwards is on the right side. Another pass play here. It's going to be another hitch to Edwards, who catches it, gets the first down, and falls down at about the 33-yard line. So now it looks like Lynch is getting the passing game going, much like he did late in the first half, which is bad news for South Point. As we're under 8.5 minutes remaining in the ball game, a 13-7 lead for the South Point Red Raiders. In the first of 3 games here at Wake Forest. Just past 1 o'clock here on WLON 1050 AM and WCSL 1590 AM. Listen to the South Point versus Rocky Mount. Going to be a fake to D'Angelo, and wow, Lynch just ragdolled by Nick Muse. He was spun around.
And threw him back.
But Lynch able to get some yardage on the play. Get to about the 36-yard line, make it about 2nd and 8.
Well, we'll give it 7.
Yeah, it looks more like a 7, but for some reason the scoreboard says 8. As Detrell Rivas is getting checked on the sidelines. You said he was limping earlier in the ball game. He is their lead defensive back. Ball at the 36-yard line. Lynch under center. Going to fake it and looking down deep. And it's going to be incomplete. Just too much on that pass there.
He had him beat. If he would just kept running, he had it.
Yeah, Arquavius Richardson, the tight end / defensive end, was the intended target. Just off of one of his hands. He only got one hand up.
Right now, this may be the play of the game right here. You got 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, whatever. You got to get it. Because you may not get the ball back.
Yeah, off the South Point offense, that is definitely for sure. Lynch going to drop back, looking to his left. Now scramble a little bit under some pressure. He's still being, and he's going to be sacked down. He is going to be sacked down deep in the backfield at his own 26-yard line by number 43. That is Jermaine Leeper. The senior makes a big stop for South Point.
Well, he's probably the shortest kid on the field, but he had the strongest grip.
He is definitely the shortest kid on the field. He is 5'3".
Playing defensive end, and he came through there. He's in there for a pass rush.
And it looks like Rocky Mount's going to go for it here.
Wow.
That is a gutsy call from Rocky Mount.
Unless they're going to do a quick kick.
That's probably would be the most reasonable thing. Nope, they're going to go for it here. Lynch under some pressure. Now cutting up to his left. He's got some room now, cutting back up to his right.
Oh,
It's hit hard by Philip Davis. A big boy, Philip Davis. The last sack was made by the smallest kid on the team, and this one is made by the biggest kid.
Well, the littlest kid made that play too because he was being blocked, but he was going side to side, and he could not just take off running, and the big boy came up from behind and just laid him out. Now, they have to score here.
Yes, they have to score. I bet if South Point goes on to win this game.
They're not going to have a 6-minute, 35-second drive from the 25.
Yeah, Jason Battle might be regretting that move for the next couple of years. It's going to be an end around to Nick Farmer, who's got some room. Going to get across the 20 before he's tackled down at the 19-yard line.
Hard running there, hard running.
Farmer's had a very good ball game. Him and Jake Alexander have been the standouts for South Point offensively. They gained about 6 on the play. We're now at about 6 minutes remaining in the ball game here, folks. South Point only leads by 6 points. If they can get a touchdown, they can make it a 2-score ball game. As a handoff to Jake Alexander, somehow Scotty Lee able to get that out in time. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
Tyreek Roberts, he was there right when he was handing it off. Blitz and through. But he was able to hand it off. Luckily, there was no fumble there.
As there's been a couple of close calls today for South Point when it comes to those handoffs. 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Red Raiders. Nick Muse, the only guy lined up as a wide receiver on the far side of the field. Alexander, Farmer.
I think Alexander getting this ball right here.
And that's going to be the case. Alexander easily gets the first down, gets across the 15-yard line. Rocky Mount tries to push him back, but to no avail. He'll be marked at the 13-yard line.
The clock will stop to move the chains, and then it will start back up with 5:18 to go in the game. The key is there's no one superstar, offense or defense. Parts of the game, Muse took over. Then you had Farmer take over on defense. Then big number 77, Philip Davis, he took over.
It's now 1st down and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. South Point definitely milking the clock here. Under 5 minutes.
He's calling timeout. He didn't like what he see. And wise choice. Wise choice.
Yeah.
You got the state championship in your hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give it away.
You can't fumble it here in this situation.
Well, more importantly, it's 1st down and 10. Don't make it 1st down and 15 with delay a game.
And we've seen South Point both teams really fall victim to that today. As now Lineberger calls a second timeout. Got a score update from Raleigh. Shelby now leads 28-6 over Northside Jacks. As looks like they will be on their way to their 4th straight state championship game unless something just miracle happens for Northside Jacks or an epic blunder from Shelby.
Well, on the side note, it's offense coordinator Chris Emery's birthday. What a birthday present. 4 rings.
Soon enough, he'll be running out of fingers to put his rings on. So just tremendous there as that senior class probably going to go out with 4 straight state championship rings on their hands. That is something that is very rare. I believe I heard the 4th or 5th school that will be able to do that if they
Independence, Robinsonville, and I think that's where Coach Bias was long ago. And can't remember the 3rd.
But we know Shelby's going to be one of them, it looks like. It's 1st down and 10. It's going to be a pitch out to Jake Alexander, who trips up but still stays on his feet. He'll get to about the 11-yard line. And you got to wonder, do you think if you're a coach battle for Rocky Mount, do you start burning timeouts or you just hope you can make a stop on defense here?
Well, if they hold them right here on 2nd down, look for a quick timeout.
Yeah, Rocky Mount has 2 timeouts remaining in this ball game. They burned up a lot of their timeouts.
More importantly, South Point's dead in the middle of the field here.
They got to keep it that way. Going to be a handoff to Alexander. Now they're going closer to the left hash as you say that. Alexander stopped at the 9-yard line to make it about 3rd and 7, 6 yards to go.
Okay, if I'm Coach Lineberger, I'm going to call play to the right. So it'll be, if I don't get it, it's going to be dead in the middle of the field. It'll be almost an extra point.
Yeah, ball's right at the 9-yard line.
They
Close
need to
the
get
left
inside
hash.
the 3.
Yeah. And that's where the first down marker is at the 3-yard line. Going to be another handoff to Alexander. Alexander stopped, but he's going closer to the left hash.
But he's inside the college hash, so that's a lot. That's almost about 5 yards difference right there. So I'm sure Coach Lineberger pat the kicker on the head and said, "You got this," and we got all the confidence in you.
This one's going to be a yard deeper than the last one, and he's inside more than he was the last time. Limper trying to redeem himself after the missed field goal here. Snap is down, kick is up, and
that looks dead in the middle.
Yeah, that looks good, and it's good. It's a 2-possession ball game here for South Point. Limper makes up for the miss, and he gets this one back. He's now 3 for 4 in the ball game. With 3:06 remaining here at Wake Forest BB&T Field, it's a 16-7 lead for South Point over Rocky Mount.
KTCBroadcast.com and WCSL1590AM.com.
The Polaris Full Throttle Sales Event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia. Come in now and get up to $3,000 in rebates on selected Polaris models. Plus, get financing as low as 2.99% for 36 months. Plus, the Yamaha Holiday Sales Event is underway. Get 3.99% APR financing, plus up to $750 in customer cash. Find out the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell.
Back here at BB&T Field, Limper makes a field goal, redeems himself after missing the last field goal, makes it a 2-possession game with 3:06 remaining in the ball game. As South Point leads 16-7. Time running out here for Rocky Mount.
The deep men are a little bit deeper. The one's at the 11, the other's at the 12.
As Detrell Rivas,
I would have my guys inside the 10. If it's not as deep, you have a running start.
Yeah, Detroit Rivas back in the ballgame. He was shaken up a little bit earlier in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be kicked to Rivas.
Oh, it's a deep one, 2 to 5.
Yeah, Rivas going to have to get a good return here. Gets across the 20-yard line. He finds some room. He's going to get to the 30-yard line and forced out of bounds, tackled at the 31-yard line. So now time running out, under 3 minutes remaining in the ballgame here. The Griffons of Rocky Mount trying to go back-to-back. But they're going to have to find some magic here late.
Defensively here, you want to keep everything in front of you. You got under 3 minutes to go. They have to score 2 times. Unless they come up with a 9-point play here, they have to score 2 times.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's only a 2-point conversion.
And the clock is not Rocky Mount's friend. It's South Point's friend right now. So they have to strike and strike quick.
Well, we saw Lynch go deep once, and that turned out to be an interception here. It's going to be a play-action pass. Lynch going to throw a deep ball yet again, and it's overthrown by about 3 or 4 yards.
Well, you got 2 high safeties here, so
looks like Meade and
they're playing about 25, 30 yards deep here. Keep it in front. They're keeping the big boys 77 in, Philip Davis, but they brought in Leaper in, and they got more of the 2 defensive ends are a little bit quicker here.
Ball still at the 31-yard line. Going to be 2nd down to 10 coming up here for Rocky Mount.
You're going to have a 3-man rush.
It's going to be a run play, actually. Going to be to D'Angelo Collins. Going to be forced out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, actually.
The handoff is to number 21, D'Angelo Collins.
So makes up some yardage there. Going to be 3rd and short coming up here. And
more importantly here, he's got to get a first down here. But you got to score quick.
Fortunately for Collins, he did get out of bounds there, so that did stop the clock. 2:48 remaining in the ball game here.
If I'm South Point, I'm fine with that. Give them that.
Lynch looking to his right here, and now he doesn't know what to do. He's going to sling it. So
He
dangerous pass.
He wasn't being pressured. He panicked there. He just panicked.
So we saw a similar pass to that in the first half. That was actually caught, but still a very dangerous pass there from
But
Lynch.
now, more importantly, here's the ball game. 4th down and 4 or 5.
As you can hear the crowd from South Point on the other side of the field, they realize what this means here. Rocky Mount been very quiet here.
He could have easily ran for that 1st down. He has to realize the situation.
This is for all the Marbles here. Lynch going to take it on the quarterback keeper, gets across the 40, going to be very close to the first down. I think
he
got
has it by about a yard.
As Lynch, they
The
took your
clock
advice.
stopped. You got to get that play in. Go ahead and get the play in and have it ready.
Well, it looks like
Call
Rocky
the
Mount's
play.
in no hurry right now, as the coach is trying to tell him to hurry up here and get set. None of the linemen are set. As that clock's about to start here, 2:37 remaining, and now the whistle's
There we
blown.
go. And valuable time's clicking away.
5 seconds have burned off the clock. And now Rocky Mount will get the play off. Lynch going to drop back, looking to his left, right for the middle.
Intercepted. Oh.
Dropped. Oh, close call there for Rocky Mount.
South Point's in the cover 4. Who was that?
That was Nathan Hamilton that almost had it.
Clock is stopped. 2nd down.
2nd down 10.
They got to go 58 yards. And that was only about a 15-yard pass right there. Almost disaster for them.
And unfortunately, they got to score twice with just so little time remaining. Lynch dropping back, passing, going to get a quick pass caught. And it's going to be for a 1st down across the 50-yard line. Caught by number 3,
Hey.
Jork Edwards.
Coach Lineberger's got to be tickled pink right now. They're throwing 10, 15 yards underneath. That's exactly what he wants. They're going to have to take a risk here and hope for a little bit of luck and go deep right now.
Well, they have finally gotten across midfield, but now just a little bit over 2 minutes remaining in the ball game for Rocky Mount. Rocky Mount, Lynch going to drop back and pass. Going to be another quick pass to the flats, caught by number 22, Charlie Williams III, but only about 3 yards gained on that play. It's actually D'Angelo Collins on the catch. The ball is now at the 45-yard line of South Point.
He steps out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 2nd down 7.
South Point kids are saying, just go ahead and do that. We'll just get our ring size.
And it's going to be a fake.
Oh.
Lynch almost intercepted there.
By Muse.
Yeah, Nick Muse read that perfectly, just could not get his hands on the interception, on the football there for the interception. Going to make it 3rd and 8 coming up here for Rocky Mount.
Exactly 2 minutes to go in the game.
South Point making some substitutions on the field. Coming back into the ball game, number 40, Nathan Hamilton, one of their best defensive players. Here we go, 3rd down, trips to the left side. Lynch going to take it for a quarterback keeper. Stopped in the backfield by Philip Davis.
He's going to have to call a timeout right here.
Still no timeout from Rocky Mount. They are not calling a timeout. They got 2 timeouts remaining. So they're going to go no huddle here.
It's 4th down and 8. South Point's band got the war chant going on over there.
And this is for Artem Albers here. As Lynch loses control of the ball as he tries to throw it. It's going to be ruled as a fumble, incomplete pass. As that'll do it. South Point will avenge their loss last year.
That is a lot of confusion out there on that field.
That was, I've never seen, Lynch just completely lost control of the ball when he was trying to throw it.
Now the players are looking at the fans. They're celebrating. Well deserved.
Let's see what happened here on the replay. Just looking what happened. Yeah. Well,
No, he's
just threw it to, looked like he threw it to the ground.
well. It's his shot put pass. A little surprising, not in victory formation right now.
Well, I guess since Rocky Mount has 2 timeouts remaining, they're thinking they might call it. Alexander's going to, actually Scotty Lee's going to take the handoff
I
here.
will not hand that ball off for anything. Fake it. don't even fake it. Just let the fullback run by. You have two hands on that ball.
Mm-hmm. So,
and Rocky Mount did call a timeout.
That's their second timeout. Only got one remaining. So their best hope now is to either have a fumble or just stop South Point completely. But there's a minute and 14 seconds remaining in the ball game here. So it looks like South Point well underway to getting their first state championship since 2009 and their first under Coach Lineberger, avenging their loss most likely to Rocky Mount last year in overtime.
Now the only question is who's going to win the state championship first, South Point or Shelby?
Yeah, that's going to be the question. Who will make it official first? It's just weird that we're having a football game end at 1:21 here since we started at 11:05.
See, I'm not a big fan of this. You have 3 sites, make it 4 sites. I know the reason why they dropped Duke, but you have a facility in Elon, a beautiful facility. It's not the largest, but it can hold a 4A, 3A championship.
Now it's going to South Point in a formation once again. This time Jake Alexander takes the handoff, gets across the 50-yard line, tackled at the 47. And now Rocky Mount will burn their final timeout. Their best hope here is either get a fumble or hold South Point to not get a first down. But then South Point will be available to run 40 seconds off the clock if that were to be the case.
Since they dropped Duke, they upgraded their facilities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very nice facility.
Yes, renovations were finally completed.
I like to keep all the 3A games at one place, all the 1A teams at one place, because the fans, they want to stay and watch it.
Mm-hmm. And now, final timeout called by South Point. Rocky Mount. South Point's got the ball third down and short coming up. Going to be a handoff right up the gut for Jake Alexander, who's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
It's going to be right there at it.
But South Point will be able to burn the clock off.
They're going to call official timeout and have a measurement here.
Yeah, the officials don't want to use make the decisions on their own. It's kind of like a math student in math class wanting to use the calculator. That's what these referees are wanting to do. They want to use the chains as their handicap here, just to make sure to get the call right, and very well so. This is a state championship game. If South Point gets the first down, that'll officially end it here, basically, for South Point to win the game. Let's see where the measurement's going to be at. We've seen quite a few close measurements here, even as close as a credit card earlier in the game. And it's a first down. That'll do it. South Point will win the ball game and win the state championship, their first state championship since 2009, and their first under head coach Mickey Lineberger. The roar from the crowd of South Point on the other side of the field is humongous, as they had a great crowd travel over here. I guess you could say at least a quarter of the stands has been filled up by South Point. Scotty Lee takes his first knee. Will probably only have to take one more.
From the bitter disappointment from Chapel Hill to today, more importantly, the kicker kicked the winning points.
Yeah, able to make up from the miss earlier in the fourth quarter. Now it's all setting in for South Point. They're all huddled up at the 50-yard line.
This will be the last play of the ball game.
And Scotty,
letting it just get under 25 seconds, now take the knee. Well, he's just going. There you go.
He's going to savor the moment. Now he's going over to his teammates, and he's going to get some high fives as both teams go into midfield. South Point victorious and on top of the mountain once again. Winning their first state championship since 2009. Getting hugs from all their teammates. Quite a sight to see. And on the other side, unfortunately for Rocky Mount, they fall short. Very disappointing into the season for Rocky Mount, as they were road warriors throughout the playoffs. And South Point.
Now the difficult decision. Give an MVP now.
There's a lot of great choices. South Point, no true star player, just a lot of good players meshed into a great system. And it proves great coaching can really get the job done.
Well, the kicker had 3 field goals. The freshman had a touchdown reception. The senior linebacker, Muse, was all over the field. Then in the first half, Nick Farmer, offense and defense. So that's going to be a tough choice right there.
It's going to be a tough choice as they're bringing out the table right now. It's pretty. I think they got all the plaques on that table and they're carrying it just like nothing's on there. I'll be worried about that. But now everyone's shaking their hands. Good show of sportsmanship from both teams. Great to see. At South Point, after starting the year 2-4 with a lot of close losses to Hunter Huss, Clover, and a shutout loss, their first shutout loss since 1998. They're able to bounce back and not lose the game after that 2-4 start and go on to win the 3A state championship playoffs, beating the team that beat them last year, Rocky Mountain, overtime.
If it wasn't for that last drive in the first half, they would have had a shutout today.
It just shows you that defense only gave up 6 points coming into this game in the playoffs. They'll give up 13 total. And their defense has been right with Shelby with being some of the best defenses we've seen in the state of North Carolina, especially in our area. As both teams are huddled up here, Rocky Mountain on one side of the 40 and South Point on the other side of the 40 here. And once they'll have official stuff, we'll take it down to the field and try to get the live feed.
They'll give the runner-up trophy first and the offensive and defensive player for Rocky Mountain, and then the offensive and defense to South Point.
So now the cheerleaders being joined with the players. So you can hear the screams of the cheerleaders in the background being very excited that their team wins a state championship. That was, I believe, Mickey Lineberger's 70th career win. That'll definitely be a win he'll never forget.
Well, they didn't sway away from their MO. They're grinded out, physical up front on both sides of the ball. Most teams bring charter buses here. South Point, they got their own activity bus just like any other game and drove it on up here in the cold.
Yep, I believe about a 2-hour drive from Belmont to, what's to say, maybe a little bit more.
It'll be a short ride home tonight.
Oh, that is definitely
this
the case.
afternoon, not tonight.
As everyone's now settling down.
One good thing about a 11 o'clock start, South Point has all afternoon to celebrate this.
Probably going to have a hard time going to sleep tonight if you're a South Point Red Raider. Going to be thinking about this one for a long time here. That'll definitely be one that they'll never forget.
You have Rocky Mountain fans filing out, and a couple of South Point fans are heading out, but for the most part, they're sticking around to see the hardware.
They want to see the hardware here. Is a great effort by both teams here. As we're waiting to see when they're going to start the announcements here. There we go. We'll take it down to the field.
Presenting the awards for this game will be Hugh Tucker, the commissioner of the NCHSAA, and Rodney Shotwell, the president of the NCHSAA Board of Directors and superintendent of Rockingham County Schools. Wells Fargo is the official sponsor of the NCHSAA Awards program. At this time, we would like to ask the captains and the head coach of Rocky Mount to come forward to receive the state runner-up plaque. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your 2016 North Carolina High School Athletic Association state champions, the Red Raiders of South Point High School. We have now asked the captains of the state champions to join their head coach to receive their championship plaque and their championship banner. Members of the state champions will also be receiving special commemorative t-shirts. We are also pleased to honor several outstanding individual performances in this championship game. The award sponsored by the Carolina Panthers. For the state runners-up, the outstanding defensive player in this championship, as selected by media representatives covering this game, is number 44, Sherrod Green. The Outstanding Offensive Player Award goes to number 8, Shavios Lynch. And for the state champions, South Point Red Raiders, the outstanding defensive player in this championship game, as selected by media representatives covering this game, number 77, Philip Davis. The Outstanding Offensive Player Award goes to number 9, Nick Farmer. Ladies and gentlemen, there were many outstanding individual performances in this afternoon's NCHSAA State Championship. However, one stood out, and this individual was selected by a panel of media covering this afternoon's game as the championship's most valuable player. The most valuable player for this NCHSAA State Championship is from South Point, number 24, Jake Alexander. We hope you'll stay for more of the NCHSAA championships. The next game.
All right, and those are the awards given out to Philip Davis, Nick Farmer.
I told you it was going to be difficult.
Yeah, it definitely was difficult, but congrats to Philip Davis, not Nick Muse, Nick Farmer, and, of course, Jake Alexander winning overall player of the game. The stat lines for the game, for those players, Philip Davis, 10 tackles total, 7 solo tackles, 2 sacks, and 4 tackles for a loss. Pretty hard to argue with those stats there. Nick Muse, another standout on defense, 12 tackles, 4 solo tackles, and a half tackle for a loss. I believe the sacks and total tackles for a loss.
Well, you had Matthew Robertson with all those big big tackle for losses too. I mean, that was a difficult decision.
Yeah, that definitely was.
For South Point, that's a great problem to have too.
Yeah, that definitely is a great problem to have. Of course, passing the ball, Scotty Lee 1 for 6 for 7 yards, touchdown and interception. That was to Greer. The freshman gets a big touchdown in the game, the only touchdown for South Point. Jake Alexander, the bell cow for today, 28 carries, 135 yards in the victory, 4.8 average. Nick Farmer's 12 carries, 63 yards. Just a great day overall for South Point, especially defensively, just able to stop Rocky Mount and win this one 16-7 over Rocky Mount. Gets revenge in their first state title since 2009. That'll do it here from Wake Forest University BB&T Field. Evan Ludwig and Mark Ludwig saying so long, and we'll see you next year in 2017 for high school football and basketball and baseball.
Flooring for your home? Then head to Flooring America in Kings Mountain or Carpet One Interiors in Ranlow. Right now at both locations, you'll find a big selection of in-stock hardwoods on sale. Priced as low as $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot at Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, and Carpet One Interiors in Ranlow. It's time to get your flu shot at Allen Drug Store in Stanley. Yes, flu shots are now available at Allen Drug Store, priced at only $29.99. At Allen Drug Store will bill your Medicare and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be ready for Old Man Winter and get your flu shot now for only $29.99 at Allen Drug Store, located at 220 South Main Street in downtown Stanley. For more information, call Allen Drug Store at 704-263-4876. If you have insurance with Nationwide, listen up. Nationwide is leaving North Carolina effective March 1st. If Nationwide has left your side, then call Beard Insurance Agency in Gastonia. They're here. They're locally owned and operated, and they're not going anywhere. Call them for your auto, commercial auto, and home insurance needs. As an independent agent, Beard Insurance Agency writes for over 43 companies, and they strive to give you the best rates and payment terms. They're on your side. Beard Insurance Agency, 1312 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at beardagency.com. Like them on Facebook too. Good luck, South Point Red Raiders, from everyone at the Belmont General Store on North Main Street in Belmont. Come on in for some old-timey vintage toys. Take a seat and enjoy famous Mooresville ice cream, from shakes to floats to malts, plus classic glass bottle drinks. And visit Adley's Bagel Shop, fresh made bagels and fresh roasted coffee. Good luck, Big Red Raiders, from everyone at the Belmont General Store, located at 6 North Main Street in downtown Belmont.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Charlotte Alternative Sports, located in Belmont, is your one-stop shop for everything. Paintball, airsoft, disc golf, and BMX. Boasting this area's largest inventory, they guarantee the lowest prices, period. Don't miss our holiday sales event going on now through Christmas Eve. Hurry in before time runs out. Gift cards are available. Located directly behind Bojangles and McDonald's in Belmont. Charlotte Alternative Sports is the only place to shop for your paintball, airsoft, disc golf, and BMX needs. Let's go, Red Raiders!